Good evening and welcome to the stream, everybody. It's lovely to have you all here again tonight as we head into the second session of our campaign, Call of the Seven Rings. We had a really good first session last time, and I think I speak for everybody when I say that I've been super excited to jump back into Trancasia and start to see and tell some stories about what's going on and seeing what the players uncover. How's everybody else doing tonight?
Super! Pumped for a Thursday.
Yeah!
Feeling fantastic.
I am suspicious of you so much. I don't trust you.
You should never trust me.
Oh my god.
I have this really fun new item that I gotta figure out how to use, which is cool, I guess.
And what is that item?
It's a fire trident, apparently, which doesn't make any sense to me. To Finri. No, it just, like, fire and trident doesn't, like, if it let me speak to fishes, I would be actually pretty happy with that.
But apparently not. You know, the one cool power that, you know, somebody with that would have. You know, that'd be sick.
Yeah,
but you know, alas.
It swings and roundabouts. I'm sure I'll find good use for it.
You can always pawn it.
Oh, exactly. Yeah,
we were chatting last night. No, we were chatting last night. Well, you should definitely speak to old mate Hector, see if you can get some sort of tinkering to happen. And maybe he can tinker with the ring and turn it into something more acceptable.
Everything for a price, of course.
Everything for a price, absolutely. And for those in chat, yes, we've got voice mod happening tonight, where we're trying and testing out a few voices. So happy for a no from the chat, but so far we've got a good storyteller vibe. There's apparently a little bit creepy, a little bit of reverby. So we should have some fun with that tonight as we narrate. Awesome. Who else got some cool weapons last session?
Oh, me, pick Hector. I went to get
what did Hector get?
I can't remember what it was called, a Staff of Ice or Frost Staff, which Malchus was so kind to hand over. So I take that. Yeah. It's a +1 staff, I believe, which is amazing. And also managed to pick up not only some boots of levitation, which I'll be wearing, you know, to town, but also a small stone snail wearing a saddle. That's amazing.
And don't forget about that snail, because it's integral to the future of our plot. So keep it on hand. You never know when you want to put that one out.
Not the
Forget
rings.
the rings. Those ones are just like a side plot.
The
snails
of the seven snails.
Awesome. So yeah, everybody was able to pick up some items last session. Rings, to be exact, that could, on command, be turned into a weapon that could be called upon as a bonus action in combat, but otherwise as a free action any other time.
Except for Malchus.
Except for Malchus, and
he already has one.
You did get a bow, but Malchus, something that you noticed was that after the encounter and the clearing of the first circle, your weapon did become just a little bit sharper and have a bit of a magical glint in it, almost as if it too was able to upgrade into a +1 magical weapon.
He has the bad one. He has the bad one. We were warned about one bad one.
No. I wouldn't 100%. Dream of it. Wouldn't dream of it.
Can't be true.
Everybody are angels. There's no correlation between the two events. Awesome. So yes, as at the end of last session, you all cleared the trial of the first circle, and found yourselves teleported out back into the graveyard, where your guide left you in, only to find that the graveyard was how you left it, minus your guide, as you all stood alone there with your new rings, but without your guide to guide you. As you are discussing and planning, you begin to sort of come into a bit of a discussion about the next best actions. A few of you needing to ensure that, you know, life would carry on if you did go to search for the other rings, had to head back to Avon Wrath to start to put your affairs in order for some traveling. Others stayed behind, mainly Rhea Korn, as well as Flint Jones Wolf, stayed behind through the rubble, trying to uncover as much information as they can about the next circle, which is the 5th circle, leaving the rest of you to travel back to Avonrath to uncover and set your affairs in order prior to potentially travel to the location of the 5th circle once it's discovered. And that's where we jump into today's session with the party finding their way back to Avonrath, into the city where they first started this adventure. A little bit more powerful, some less wealthy, others more so, as most of you pocketed 10 gold pieces from the adventure that you had from Flint Jones Wolf.
Did we come across any fish on our way?
Roll me a survival check to see if you for a fish check.
Fish check. Survival. Let's do this. That'd be a. Did it come through? That'd be a 9.
So
A 9
unfortunately,
for me.
as you were traveling through the mountains of the dwarves and alongside the mountains, you didn't really find many fish lying around. But maybe that was just your lack of being able to track effectively through the particular bushy terrain that you found yourself in.
Next time.
Next time. Yes, Mr. Flint is now very broke. But luckily, Mr. Flint decided to forego the gold mission and has decided to maintain their beautiful academic prowess. The rest of you, as you get into Avonrath, what is your first sort of port of call?
Job board. We need some coin.
More,
Yeah.
yeah, you more coin, Rafe?
I'm a little concerned. I've got no consumables. Nothing.
We need some.
What do you mean?
Is anyone? I mean, I've got some healing spells, but I'm not sure everyone else has those sort of capabilities.
I can do that too.
Okay.
It's probably worth finding some things though if we're going to be going on, out of town
That's
for a little
true.
while. If
Yeah, we
what
should get
Flint was
some-
saying about the roads around here not being incredibly safe these days, I think it's probably worth,
Yeah.
getting some extra protection.
Yeah, I think we should get Malchus something though. I noticed he didn't get anything when we were in the temple. I feel kind of bad for him. I think he feels a bit left out.
You think maybe
you're
what,
too
Finley, a
kind.
necklace or something, or
Mhm.
nice pair of earrings?
Maybe a nice bow tie.
Bow
Well,
tie.
I don't know if a bow tie will go with the rest of my outfit.
Maybe a new hat.
But I'm sure there's. Yeah, yeah, hat.
Definitely a hat. Well, we can all get hats. Oh, I have a perfect hat in mind for our friend Rafe.
Matching group hats. I like it.
It's a
Bring
got
hats.
cat ears on it because I would love a little hat with like cat ear indents.
Oh,
you know?
we could-
Oh no,
It's-
I have my idea.
I
Which
think
scares me.
for me, I'd like to go past my shop, maybe shut it up, lock
We
it
have
up,
a shop.
and there's nothing big, just a stall, a few wares here and there. But I would like to pick up my alchemist supplies kit.
Solid.
As you guys are walking through the city, trying to put together your plan of action, you see the Chili Weasel canteen, which you stopped at last time, seems to have grown bigger almost within the last week of you being away. And outside of it, you see parked a few caravans, as it seems that a few people have found their way into the Chili Weasel while you were away.
Oh, I
We
definitely
should
want
probably
to
go
check
in and
that
say
out.
hi.
Yeah.
Let's
Sure.
let's go.
Should
do,
we
do.
collect
I thought
Flint's
Get in.
books here while we're here and see if we can bring those along for him, or is this?
That's
Oh yeah.
probably a good idea, I would say. He probably would want those.
Maybe we should try and figure out more about the 5th circle, and we can do that through his books.
Oh, we could ask around too. Good points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Asteria, you were
Let's do
able to
it.
read those books though, weren't you?
I was, but would it be okay to just take them? I mean, I
He's my
guess
best friend. I give permission on his behalf. He's not here. tonight.
You also remember that
that
from
makes me feel a
your
lot better.
discussion with him, the only real evidence he had was in the book that he keeps with him, which was his mother's book that he did not leave behind.
Oh,
Ah.
darn.
Nah.
Well,
Mate,
but we can
Flint,
still
Flint
read
collects his
these
own
other
books.
Or is there a library?
There would be
Maybe-
an Evernorth, yes.
As
Maybe
you
we
walk
should
in,
go to a library. And
What time
find
of day is it
out.
right
It might
now?
be in our history archives.
You probably got in here late afternoon, probably about 3 p.m. as you made your way back from the mine.
okay, so we've got time to do a few things here.
Yeah.
Is anybody looking as shiftily as you walk in, given where we've just come from?
So as you walk in, you see the entire layout of the bar has changed. Immediately, you notice a giant crystal at the center of this new layout that seems to be glowing with purple light out into the rest of the room. Very much not what was here last time. Additionally, the fact of the matter that this place is exactly in the same spot but has grown larger is sign that something has gone on. As you walk in, Philly George greets you with a boisterous yell. Welcome all, welcome back. I see you haven't died in your adventure out to the ruins. I've been fermenting milk for your return.
Oh.
How- how's the anchovy in it? Is it still intact, or is it sort of broken apart? And
So far, what I've noticed is that the thing is not really doing as I intended. The oil from the anchovy is sort of mixed in with the rest of it. It has got a bit of a flaked anchovy fleck running through it, but it's more a garnish than anything else at this point.
it sounds perfect.
That's what it's intended, and I think you're onto a winner.
Is the cask there?
This is not the cask. This is for ale. I leave my special cask specifically for my more how would we say this? Esteemed guests.
So the secret is just every couple of days, just rotate it by about 10 degrees.
I'll keep that in mind.
You want that anchovy just coating the inside.
Oh, you know that I do. As he begins to chat, you guys all see on the table is the new token for our inflatable cat, who is ready to serve as part of the adventure. I had to upgrade it to a real token as we begin to progress to the sessions here. As you do notice around you, and forgive my lack of tokens, but there is a whole group of people that are visiting. You see towards the east side of the Chili Weasel, sort of 6 new tables, like banquet style tables that have been laid out, and sitting and standing around all of them is what seems to be a group of miners by their dress. You notice that their clothes are functional. Leather seems to be coated in a fine layer of dust. And at the door, as you enter in the item rack, you see several pickaxes denoting their profession. On the generic tables, you see a lot of different normal patrons, a lot of townsfolk visiting around. You see a few with meals, a few with drinks, and a few even playing some games of cards and dice around the room. To the north, you see a cozy nook that's been created now with some couches, and there you see a few people drinking what looks to be spirits while chatting in hushed tones, but not really seeming to give you guys much time.
I'm quite mesmerized by the crystals in the middle of the room. Walked over straight to it and can't really get my eyes off it. Does it look like they've bursted through the floor, or has someone put them there?
They look like they've been placed there.
I'll follow Malchus.
You hear Philly George yell out, "She's pretty, isn't she?"
Did you
Yeah,
purchase
this one.
them?
I told you guys I'm onto something. I'm planning big things for the Chili Weasel.
But are you allowed to serve miners in a pub?
Are any of you miners? I get it. You're a funny cat. You are.
What'd you say?
He made a joke about the fact that miners are both underage, but also the fact that miners are sort of the people that dig rock out of caves.
Oh.
It was very good. You should have been there.
But
He says, "See, I've got a plan, and it's gonna be fantastic. First of all, I need to give each of you something small." He reaches under his countertop, brings up a fish bowl, and inside you see what looks to be a combination of metal wrapped around a small crystal shard.
I immediately walk over. Well,
is
what
it gold?
It seems to be some sort of silverish metal.
Damn it.
What does
He
this
says,
do, Philly?
"Oh, you guys are in for a treat. You know how I'm the best tavern you've ever been in, right?"
Of
Of
course.
course.
Ah, you guys flatter me.
Wow.
All the compliments. Well, what if I told you that when I figure it out, you'll be able to take these, tap them on any doorway in the world, open it, and be right here back in the Chili Weasel.
I love this idea.
Right? I'm thinking that anybody that ever needs a drink can come right in and will never have to go anywhere else, regardless of where they go in the entire world. However big that is, I'm starting to get the feeling that we're about a small part of it.
Instapub.
An Instapub, a interdimensional pub of delights. The Chili Weasel will be a name renowned by all travelers and adventurers. I will have rooms that stretch as far as the eye can see, and doorways leading in from places near and far.
Do you have any merch that we could wear on our clothes so that we can promote you as we go about and meet other adventurers?
Oh, I mean, I invested so much in the technology that it didn't really think that far ahead. Give me a couple of days. I'll come up with some merch ideas. I'm thinking sort of a weasel that's on fire, or chili powder being poured on a weasel. What do you think?
I like
Oh,
the
like
weasel
a
on fire, not so
frosty
much the.
weasel?
Sorry, what was that?
A frosty weasel.
A frosty weasel?
Because it's
Oh, like a
chilly,
cold weasel. What if we
One
could have?
weasel.
We could have like on the back of the shirt it's cold, on the front of the shirt it's hot,
But why would it be hot?
because it's on
Because
fire,
chilies, you
chili,
eat them.
Oh,
hot.
right.
Just point of clarification.
Aye, what did you
Wait.
eat?
When we've referred to it as the Chili Weasel, is it chili as in spicy hot, or is it chili as in it's cold outside?
I don't think
I
you
think it's
asked.
undefined.
We're
It's more of a they. If it had to identify itself, it's a they.
okay.
It's both. It really depends on the season. So when it's hot out, it sort of works that it's chilly, it's too hot. Or you could come in here for a nice chilled out drink of fermented milk, or you could come in for a nice heated sort of cinnamon-esque cocktail. It really is what you need it to be. It's the beauty of the brand.
I walk up and eyes fixated on the thing which I think Finry now is holding, right?
There's a couple. There's a whole fishbowl full.
Okay. Just want to grab one and say, Philly, how did you come across this technology? Where did you find this? Who gave this to you?
Oh, I've been tinkering on my own. You don't think you think of me all here and my inflatable cat came into existence out of nowhere? Much like you, we've been playing with magic, and I just so happened to be trying to figure out how to summon one thing from one place to another. And if I get that right, this here pub will go galactic.
I love the ambition, Philly. Is this
Oh, I
something
appreciate it.
if we take one of these with us, we can get back here in a flash? Can we get
I
back where we
mean,
were in
Sue,
the same instant?
No. I mean, I can't, unless you have one of these sort of crystals set up in those locations. So this is the reason I've got all this effort to have this thing here. It's almost like a homing beacon for all of these little things. They're tied to this location. But if you were to try and do it in reverse, you have to have a place that could do the same thing. But this little key, as far as I can currently do it, is only synced to this particular location. So I'm not sure if you could find one that you could tune to multiples. Much like you, I've only just started messing around with these things. If you figure it out, more power to you.
Are the shards taken from the main crystal?
They actually were. It's one of the ways that I was able to bind them together. But we'll have to figure out the long-term strategy. I'll be cannibalizing my own homing crystal before too long, but you guys seem to be coming back a fair bit, so I'd appreciate if you'd give it a go once you're out and about.
Oh yes,
so
100%.
Just place it on the door, or do we think of you like home?
Yeah, I mean, I hope that you always think of old Philly George.
I walk over to the front door and I tap it on the front door and I open it to see if it comes back into the pub.
Marvelous! You've done it! You're in! Welcome to the Weasel Canteen. Which door did you use it on?
The front door. I go up to the front door and I tap it when it's closed and then I open it to see if it opens up into the pub.
You'll create an infinite loop. Be careful.
I mean, no, it's not really anything that obvious. It just doesn't work on the door that it's leading to, if it's already up. But I mean, if you try it on another door, maybe you might block over. Give that a whirl.
I run out the door to the next one of the door, and I run to the first door that I see, and I tap it on that door.
And you see a little purple sparkle on the door handle as the gem glints in the same shade of purple. What do you do then?
I open the door.
Did you just open the front door again?
No, I went up the street like you said, and now I'm back here. This is fantastic, Philly.
Well, marvelous. Welcome home, boys. You're always welcome here.
I'm gonna be pocketing one of these little shrapnels.
Oh no!
I'm keeping my one.
I'm actually gonna give each of you 2 extras. You guys keep traveling a lot. If you wouldn't mind sort of passing them around, be sure to warn them that they're going to end up back in Avalrath. It would be very unfortunate if they end up getting out of a pickle only to be in a bigger pickle.
Yes.
Do you have a name for them, Philly George?
You want me to name everything, don't you? You want me to have some merch. You want me to have names.
Only the things you've created there, Philly.
Let's call them the spicy key.
The spice key?
The spice key to the Chili Weasel Canteen.
So spice key, okay.
Aye.
I mean, if that's what you want to go with.
You have a better idea, lass.
Let's brainstorm it at a later date.
Yes.
Well, all right.
Let's write that one on the whiteboard.
Insta in. Let's do Insta in. Yeah.
Oh, Insta key.
Well, maybe we can do that one. Let's see. Insta, the Weasel key.
Ah, the Weasel Key. That's got a fantastic marketing vibe to it.
I like
it.
Weasel.
I like it.
You can always weasel your way into the canteen.
Weasel Key.
Will this be something you sell in the future, or are you doing it for free?
Right now, it's sort of trying to get the word out there. I'm really trying to launch a brand, but once things get up and running and you guys sort of get me enough returning clientele, I'm sure that we can start to sell them out. Many people would come near and far to get their own Weasel Key to the spicy canteen.
We'll definitely be talking you up on our travels. Speaking of travels, do you have any jobs? You know, any jobs in the area? We're looking to get some coin before we leave for a little bit.
Oh, Philly George is always looking out for you. I got you that last gig, didn't I?
Yes, you did. It was fantastic. 100% success rate, except for poor Rafe.
Oh, did they die?
No. He just couldn't hit anything.
No, well, it seems fine.
I hit a tree.
You hit it fine.
Mind you, I will give Wraith the heads up though. He nothing hit him. He was able to dodge an almost immediate attack in a most impressive skill set. Something with his weapon glowing, and suddenly one of the dogs was attacking the other dog instead of him. It was bizarre and amazing at the same time.
I swear you're making my magic seem like it's a playtime compared to the amazing stuff you're pulling off there.
Just a bit of bullet time. Dodge the attacks.
Aye. Well, you're seeming like the cat that's gonna make me rich with your recipes and your ability to not die in combat. Most impressive.
Mr. Philly George.
Philly to you. You're no good.
Would you say there's a library around here that has a good history section?
Oh, you'd be good to know it. All the history we have sort of dates back to the early days of no magic, all the way to the modern days of the crystal occurrence and all of the more recent discoveries we've been making.
So 5 years?
No, much more than that. We've been here for millennia. Of course we could go back a bit longer. If those tomes exist, maybe not, but of course we've got some books that have some histories. We've got compodiums that showcase the great events, the invasion of Galmeed, all sorts of things.
You have to remember that a library is one of the most dangerous places on Earth.
I found that any place that bans alcohol has to be in some way evil.
But there's that, but it's just mimic books everywhere.
Would
What is that?
So
Maybe that's just from my world. I don't know.
I have some very interesting
No.
libraries.
You cannot just drop that on us and not explain what a mimic book is.
Books that are sentient.
Sounds like a
They're
book that
nice.
sounds like another book. Is it not a
It sounds
book
like
which
a
is a copy of another book?
Oh God!
Yes.
You're telling me that there's a potential that not only can I not drink, but the book will eat me?
Absolutely.
Well, luckily it's just books, right?
Sure. Sure.
Oh, Rafe, you're making me believe that the world out there is getting more and more dangerous by the second.
Well, no, you said it's not. You haven't seen them here, so we're probably safe then,
I
right?
haven't brought one with you, have you?
So, as I was saying,
Les, I appreciate you that books are alive.
they're not here.
Well,
I'm
do we?
sure you would have seen this within the last 5 years.
Team.
No?
Oh,
Sorry.
Can I grab this stuff? Just hum.
Team, I think we need to leave poor Philly alone for a minute. His mind is fantastic at recipes and maybe not ready for what we've seen. Why don't we just push him a little bit more and find out about where we need to go and what we need to do? We need to earn a bit more coin and set ourselves
I
up.
really think the library will help us find out more about this ring.
Forget knowledge, all right? Nobody's ever gotten anywhere with knowledge. What you is a
Let's get some coins so we can afford some more drinks and food, and then
Do
we
you
can
not
go to the
understand
library.
how amazing Dramash got to be?
Uh,
Where would we
I'm
be
gonna
without
slap
this
coins
knowledge?
down on the table and ask for ale and fermented goat's milk for Raffelli, and then take my thing and head over to where Flint's stuff is and grab it for him.
before you leave, I'm trying to tell you that there's money to be made here.
Oh, I thought it's
Well,
very
I want to make some money.
Honestly,
Tell us,
and he
tell
starts like pouring out some fermented goat's milk, and it just slops like as it curdles, like, plop, 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 as it separates, and he pushes it over to you, Rafe. He says, "Right, well, just so it turns out that the mining crew over there are out of work for a while due to what seems to be a little disturbance in one of the crystals nearby."
Before we ask any questions, have you got a spoon?
Oh, right. Sorry, I'm just getting used to pouring these out. And he goes in and he grabs the spoon out, looks at it, polishes it off a little bit, making sure it shines. There you go, Rafe.
Perfect. And I stick it in the drink, and it doesn't really like tip over. It's just
it doesn't have, like the weight of it doesn't affect it at all.
sorry. You were saying about the miners, the underage fellas.
Yeah, surely you've seen, and he sort of points out the window at the massive purple crystal in the distance. Nandar's Southern Star around there. Well, they've been mining that spot for quite a time now. They're actually the guys that managed to get me my crystal in here. But a little time ago, they reported... Have you ever heard of a shark?
like a swimming beast.
I saw some sharks on my journey over here.
You came across the sea, didn't you?
I did.
Indeed. So you understand they're ferocious creatures that sort of have rows and rows of teeth. They have an elongated body that's really designed to streamline through water. Now, what the miners are reporting is almost a thing like that, but it moves through the ground as easy as a shark could through water. And whatever is moving through the mine site is covered in crystal. It seems to have drawn upon the crystals in a way that made it even more dangerous than it would have before, if that's possible. And after losing a few, they've decided without adventuring party to save them and sort of help them clear it out, they wouldn't be heading back there.
I give him a confused look and say, well, when we were here last, you told us about these creatures offhandedly. You mentioned them, and they were one of the exact creatures you told us to avoid. What do you think makes us possible for us to take it on now?
Have you heard of 50 gold pieces per person?
Yes.
Wow.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
We'll take the job. Definitely. Can I grab Flint's stuff as well before we leave?
He did put it in my care. Did you have
We're going to meet back up with him later.
Did you have a signed note or something that proves that you're not just trying to fleece him?
No. He's back from the last job. He stayed with Raya, and they were going to dig through a little bit more, but we had to come back, and then we're going to head out from the ruins later on. But we'll take care of this job first. We just need to get some more coin for our travels.
It's not the first time that somebody has gone out, gotten killed on a mission, and everybody's trying to get there. They're
Billy,
good.
Would I lie to you?
He raises an eyebrow. He says, "Would ya make a charisma check?"
Just a straight charisma check, or just
you can do any charisma-based stats that you think that fit here.
Cool. Yeah. Why do I have proficiency in deception but not persuasion? Shit.
I mean, you can lie your way through this if you feel like that's appropriate.
Well, technically you are lying.
That's an 18. That's an 18.
I am just pulling your leg. I'm sure you wouldn't ever deceive me there, Finry.
Never.
He goes out the back, pulls out a big crate just full of books, almost exclusively books, and hands them to you. Yeah, sure, you'll be alright carrying that. It seems like you've already got your hands full.
If we split it up between the party, we should be able to carry it. This chest is almost as big as I am, so.
Indeed. Yeah, if you're all sort of able to carry it together, I guess you can get it out of there.
I'm sorry, Henry, but I think you're on your own here. I'm not carrying books. I have enough of my stuff to carry.
I mean, again, I'm more than willing to keep it here if he's going to be heading through town anyway.
It's a lot of books.
We're gonna meet. I was just thinking, I thought we were gonna meet Flint back at the ruins before we headed off to the next place, but
we have a key now to jump back here and get the books whenever we need to.
I forgot about that. I literally just got it. It's in my pocket. It's really small, so I forgot about it.
Remember, it'll only be a one-way trip. Do not rely on it to get you back to where you were.
At the moment.
No, that's okay. We can just pop back, pick up the stuff, then head on out.
Well, that's settled then. I will continue to hold on to these books. Meanwhile, if you go and talk to those miners over there, I'm sure they'll be more than willing to give you the lowdown on what you'll need to do to solve their little land shark problem.
I look around for children.
You see a few people that look like they're trying to grow a moustache unsuccessfully. But other than that, the rest of the people seem to be hard-working sort of tradesmen.
Okay.
Finry, are you missing something? We're heading over there to the tables.
You said miners. Those
Yes,
guys
yeah,
over there
with
look
the
pretty young.
axes, with the pickaxes,
Oh!
not the yes. The underground miners.
Go on,
the
Hector.
Underground
Go
shark.
chat, Hector. Come on. Go chat, you go.
Fine. And I'll head off.
Are any of them? Do any of them have a particularly large beard?
A few of them do. More than 60% of them are dwarves, and they seem to be having a beard growing competition by the outcomes.
As Hector kind of heads up to actually have a conversation, I just wander up and I just pull out a little book that I've got and I just scroll up to the letter M in my book, and I ask one of the guys with the biggest beards. It's clear. Excuse me, You're not named Mallet Lightning Sky, are you? That's not your name, is it? You've never been known by that name.
My name's Maureen.
Maureen?
No, not Maureen Lightning Sky?
No, Thunder Earth.
All right then. Just
Thunder.
check for Thunder Earth. Just close the book. I just turn around. And walk away.
All right. Anyway, as I was saying, the crystal I mined was this big. I swear. As I laid my pickaxe into it, chipping off a huge chunk, it was the biggest continuous piece I've managed to ever get my hands on. As they continue to sort of banter over some drinks in the pub. What are you guys all doing?
Well, I'm heading over to one of the nearest tables and looking for the most important looking miner in the room. Are they all looking the same, or is anyone who's looking a bit more?
Give me sort of a what do we call it? A insight check to see if you can figure out some of the dynamics that might be going on.
That's a 15.
You give it a bit of a sec as you kind of glance over, identifying who's talking and you know who's being respected when they chat, and eventually you see one of the guys who sits a bit more sullenly than the rest. Most people around him are chatting. They seem to be trying to include him in the conversation, but he seems to be focused on other things. As you look over, your eyes meet, and he says, "Quiet, lads," and he beckons you over, having both spotted you as you spot him.
All right, I sort of catch his eye, but I sort of tap Rafe on the arm, like, "Come with me," and I head over.
What? Yeah.
Rafe, you're coming with me. You're the muscle. Come.
Excuse me. Who are you guys?
Hector's the name. Hector Hargreaves, and yours?
Landshark killing's his game.
Right. Well, my name is Arthur.
Arthur.
I'm the leader here of these miners. I represent the dwarven mining expedition out to Nandar's Southern Star.
Yeah.
But sounds of things you've got some land shark hunting expertise.
Well, our friend there, Philly George,
He's killed 3 of them.
Shush, Rafe. Let's not big note ourselves just yet. But we've just
telling
caught
me
wind.
this scrawny little thing has killed 3 land sharks.
That looks not deceiving.
But it got away.
Make a deception check.
Yes.
Why?
Because it's a flat out lie.
You're deceiving.
These guys know how to tell a good long tale.
By the way, while he's doing that, is Malchus and me still by Philly?
You can be wherever you want to be.
Cool. Oh, can I ask? Oh no, I'll wait.
No.
Right, whatever. Tell me, what have you got to offer, actually?
Well, Billy did let us know that there is some trouble up in Nandar Star, and we'd be happy to offer our skills, my crew here and I, to see if we could perhaps help you all get back to work as swiftly as possible, in exchange for a fee, of course.
As you're talking and mentioning your crew, he just looks immediately around you, tankard, like taking a swig, arm up, inspecting the look of the rest of them. He looks up and down as he looks towards Fenry as he sits there glinting a smile.
I'm currently using my mage hand to give myself a head massage, so he would just see the hair going up and down.
Yeah, looking at that, he's like, and then looking over to Malchus, sitting there menacingly dressed in black, staring off into the distance, with seemingly chatting to nobody. He's like, looking at Hob and Rab, like, well, that one seems at least a little bit threatening. And then the pretty elf that's sitting by the bench top, looking like she's just come out of university with like the the smile of potential and hope in her eyes. Well, you've got yourself an interesting crew, but nothing there tells me that you'd be able to keep up for the job. It's not my usual way to actually just send people to their death. But if you can convince me that they're up for the challenge and not just going to die in the mines for my boys to have to excavate, I'll be willing to give you some coin for it.
Aye, that sounds like a fair trade for me. And don't let looks deceive you. What you see here is a very capable, established group of people who are able to take on such sharks.
Ray flexes a little bit.
Make a strength check.
Oh no.
Me?
No. Ray flex to try and show that he's muscular and strong.
Performance check?
If you want to pull it that way, I'm happy for that as well.
Hey, Robin.
Yes.
After this, can I speak with Malchus and Dr. Harm?
You may, but let's just finish this one first.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know.
All good.
That's a 17, and they went that away.
You might not have killed 4 of them, but your man here, at least this one, seems to be able to swing a sword around a little bit.
I'm glad we didn't rely on the on the strength score then. It's my dump stat.
Are you a dex space fighter then?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, sweet. So I threw the wrong one. Awesome. He says, well, listen, I would wait for somebody, a crew that had more experience at it. Obviously, a lot of you seem to be only just starting to work together. But I'm willing to give you a shot. But I will not be held responsible for your deaths. And I'll give you half up front, only knowing that if you don't make it, I'll be able to take my money back when I come back to the mines in a while. But if you do somehow succeed, you come back here and I'll give you a half of the rest of the gold, which is a full 50 gold pieces each if you can solve this one for us.
Arthur, that sounds like a fair bargain for me. And I'm sure the rest of my crew here will be on board as well, so we'll see to it.
Well, all right. Is there a group name you go by? Something that I can sort of check around?
The 7 rings. Then you can read from the back.
The 7 wings?
All right. Well,
exactly
that's fine. Are you sort of a group that does sort of eating challenges around the realm?
Well, yeah, it could happen. Anything's possible right now. But let's say that we give you a solid name on our return, depending on our conquest.
All right. Well, if you're successful, the name will matter. If you're not,
that's exactly right. We'll come up with something new.
All right. Well, go off. I'll expect news from you in 2 days. If I don't hear from you, I'm gonna assume that you're dead, and your gold will be forfeit.
Okay. All right. And I head back to tell the crew what's going on. Break.
While you're gone, the conversation is happening over here at the table. What are you chatting about, Ahimsa?
So, can I just quickly kind of get an inside check on on Arthur and figure out if I can kind of distinguish anything just by watching him quickly while he's talking?
You are very wise, and your ability to perceive people's intentions is a part of your charm. And as a result, without even needing to really roll, you can see when somebody is a smart character, and he seems to have a good head on his shoulders. When he started talking, everybody else quieted down. He seems to have a good authority over his group and is respected by everyone there.
Yeah.
And he's a dwarf, but that's your biased understanding.
So Malchus and Dr. Hahn, how do we know that we can trust them? How do we know that they're not going to send us out as bait? Because obviously these land sharks sound to be troubling. How do we know that they just want us there so that they can keep mining and kind of use us as distraction? How do we know that we can trust them?
That's exactly what they want us to do. They want to keep mining. They want us to go and kill the things that are stopping them.
But
They're
how
not
do we know
burning
that
any
we're
money
not
by
just
being
bait?
in here. A bait for what? Bait would mean that more things would come along. If we were bait, then more land sharks would show up. We need to go there and kill the land sharks.
It does beg the question, how many land sharks there are. Is it 1? Is it 6?
That is a good question.
Did we ask that? Didn't we ask that? That seems like an obvious question.
Hold on, we'll find out when Hector gets back. We'll ask him. Surely he would have asked that. Philly, while we're chatting, looks like they're coming back with a smile. Philly, if we're going to get land shark, Philly.
I don't know if this might be the best.
I'm trying to listen, dear. He's talking to me.
Philly, if we're going to get these land sharks, what part of a land shark would be good for our recipe? Do you think? I'd be happy for the crew. Maybe Australia could help us. You know, if we don't obliterate these things into small chunks, we could bring back an eye or a tongue or a cheek or what's
honestly,
helpful?
I've never really had a land shark to carve up, but if you can bring back the whole thing, it would be preferred. I mean, you could potentially open yourself up a...
No dogs out near the mine. It's a mine. It's got shafts, big holes.
All right, I need a few things from you. I'm looking for entrails. I'm looking for the tongue. The tongue is usually always a good start. The livers are always quite tasty.
Fish cheeks.
Fish cheeks. Well, yeah, fish cheeks are usually too small to really make a big meal out of. But if this thing is as big as they're claiming, I think that's probably going to be a good chunk. So get me a meaty section, some entrails, the liver, the tongue. And any sort of extra bits that seem to be interesting. Not really inspectable myself, so if you think one would make a nice garnish or something to serve the rest of it in, more the merrier.
All right then. Yeah, I'll be interested to see what you can do with this. Maybe a worst case scenario, the cat can eat it.
Aye, the cat seems to be willing to eat anything these days, eh?
Speaking of the cat just sort of does an immediate double turn. It speaks to that chief dwarf miner dude and goes, how many land sharks?
Well, I've only seen one so far. They seem to be pretty solitary, but again, not something we're too used to down there.
Cool. So only seen one.
Aye. While you're sort of having this chat, the Philly goes, Asteria! What was that you were saying about not trusting these people? They're my fine people here. They're guests of my tavern. If I say that a job is good, then a job is good.
I just want to be cautious. I just want to make sure that we're all being safe.
I'll give you.
I don't want us to suddenly get hurt.
I'll give you a little secret. All right? Are you ready for it?
Maybe.
Whenever someone's willing to pay for something, and the price is good, it often means that there's danger involved. Now, if they've been transparent with that danger, which these have, which is why I think that it's a mostly decent case, then you can expect the money they're paying is because of the inherent danger which they've alluded to. They themselves have claimed that they could not deal with it on their own. So, I'd be happy to assume that what they're asking for is written there on the old quest card.
Hey, Philly, do you offer insurance?
I have not branched out them.
Insurance?
What do you think? You think you guys are paying me some money, and then if something happens to you, what would I do?
You'd pay out a bigger amount.
Do you have any sort of dependents that you'd like the money to go to?
The rest of the party?
I mean, I'd be happy to split up whatever you had on your body to the rest of them if you'd like me to sort of oversee your life after your death.
Tabaxi, if you die, I'll happily distribute the funds for free without paying any insurance.
You're taking all the business from me, haven't you?
I want you focusing on your ales and your recipes, Philly.
Fine. I'll keep my interdimensional tavern on brand.
I've taken this opportunity to take some of the bread that's on the bar to see if I can dip it into the fermented goat's milk and sprinkle, a little bit of spice on it and see if that makes it at all palatable.
I mean, did you like the base flavor of the anchovy goat's milk?
I was the only person who had some of it the previous night, so...
It didn't end well for you, did it?
No, it didn't. I'm just like seeing if there's a different way that this can be consumed besides just drinking it with a spoon.
It almost seems the anchovies have made it harder to stomach.
I put it down and then I kind of brush my hands and I look over at Philly. Philly, did you know anywhere in town where we could get some extra provisions? It sounds like it's going to be quite dangerous. We have some people here who are able to heal us, but do you know anywhere we could get some more consumable type of healing or anything like that within the town?
Have you had chat out to Hargraves about that?
Well, I mentioned it to him. He didn't say anything, so I just assumed he didn't know anything about it.
What I'm saying, he's actually quite a good potion maker.
I know, that's why I found it really odd when he didn't say anything.
Some people are just a bit shy about their skills. Often it's a matter of just sort of going to them and being a little bit confidential and being like, listen, I know that you're brilliant, and I'm not really gonna brag about it too much, but I'd be willing to pay if you would be able to make me some health potions, and then from there you can see how the conversation goes.
Oh, thank you for your advice, but I didn't know how to go about it. I didn't want to give him a big head, and I didn't want to, deflate his ego or sense of self. He's like one of my first friends since arriving here.
I've known him for a while now, and he's given me a couple of potions throughout the years. Throughout the months. I wish I'd known him for years, but unfortunately, we've only all just come together. But yes, he's made some interesting ones. I had a bit of poison. I made a brew that was particularly not going to be good for digestion, and he was able to brew me a draft that was able to put me at ease. So I definitely think that he'd be able to make something that would a tincture that could heal you if need be.
Okay, all right, thank you. And I head over to Hector. Hector.
Yes.
You're one of my oldest friends, and you are quite brilliant at what you do, that voodoo that you do. I just wanted to, we've been talking about getting some consumable health potions, and who else to get them from except for the man, the myth, the legend himself, Hector Hargreaves.
Wow.
Of course, we'd be willing to pay if you'd be able to whip us up some health potions, or anything else that you might be able to help us with.
I would be absolutely delighted to, and thank you for the confidence there, Finri. But they take some time to craft.
Philly just winks at you from the back.
Give him a wink back. They do take some time to craft, but what I propose back, Finri, is let's pick up a few on the road to go from some of my colleagues, and should we fall short on the way, I can craft a few more. They just take a little bit of extra time to do so.
What do you need? Do you need some supplies or something? I have a bit of coin. I'm more than happy to help. Pay for any ingredients that you might need. Eye of Newt. A toad's croak, perhaps. I don't know exactly what goes into it.
DM, do I know what goes into it?
You would, absolutely.
Yes.
You know that it does take a little bit of work. You've learned a method of preparation that requires some crystals to be ground up into a crystal slurry, which then, when combined with a few dissolving agents and some flavor enhancers, otherwise it's very bitter, is usually the way that you can prep it. But the toughest part is finding some of the herbs that you would have used to sort of treat your more mundane sicknesses, and actually putting them into this that would then be boosted by the crystal slurry.
That's a very roundabout way of saying Red Bull gives you wings.
It sure does.
Who's got the flying potion, by the way?
Flint.
Flint does.
I think, look, I do need a few herbs and things, and a little bit of a bit of spice, a bit of nutmeg, just to take the edge off. But the main ingredient we need to create some really, really good vitality potions is the crystals themselves. Now, they don't have to be big, of course, but we're heading into a crystal mine, so that's pretty handy, I think.
Yes. That would help greatly, I would assume. And then if, we're going up against this thing that might be a bit dangerous, we can always just find a door and back here.
That's
So,
exactly right.
yeah.
Now, speaking of, we're still in the
Does
pub,
anyone
right?
know where the mines are?
Yes, we
under
followed the big thing out
the
there.
giant crystal.
Lander's
How
southern
long will it
star.
take us to get there?
It's pretty close. You guys all traveled locally. It's close enough that most of the mining crew can set off in the early morning, go mine for the day, and then head back in the evening.
Now, Finnery, there are other things I'm capable of doing, and I want to bring him closer a little bit. And
Oh, how forward?
not that close. Whoa, not that close.
Oh, sorry, I
And-
misread the situation.
Are you wearing a suit of armor or a shield right now, Finnery?
I am wearing my leather armor currently.
Right. I want to take a vial of potion out of my bag. Uncork it. I'm gonna shake it up a little bit to get everything mixing up. I'm gonna flick it onto him, onto his leather, and
Splat.
as it kind of fizzes and soaks in. And your armor is just a little bit harder to penetrate now. You can thank me later. That one's on the house.
What? What do you mean? What is it?
Hi, can you stop throwing your juice of penetration at people? I told you gotta do that outside.
I was trying so hard not to make any jokes about that.
Shake it up.
Yeah, shake it up and then just flick it onto me. And I'm like,
Oh,
what?
it didn't occur at the time, but it really does now.
So what does this do? Exactly. What do you mean? What is it?
You've got a +1 to your defense, +1 to AC.
Daisy, nice.
For Evers?
Until I can look at the moment for Evers, yes.
Until you get a wet wipe.
Some fantasy Kleenex. Thank you so much.
Don't go swimming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think you might need that. Let's get on with it.
Hey, you guys ready to have some more drinks then?
Wow, yes, definitely. And yeah, we'll head out in the morning, guys. Oh wait, no, we need to go do stuff, don't we?
Supply
We
run.
need to go
One
get
more
some
thing to do.
herbs and potions and things.
Can I help you with anything there, Malchus?
Yeah, well, bringing up what you need from the internal organs and everything from this land shark made me think of other uses we might have for it. So I think I'm going to head over to the local blacksmith or armorer and see what they might be able to do. They might be able to craft a weapon or special shield or something out of the land shark. We'll see.
I mean, it's always worth the ask if they've seen it before. But again, if you find bits that you think are good in defense, you'll be happy to throw it in there. Like I said, at this rate, it sounds like you're bringing back most of the body.
Yeah, might as well bring it back alive.
You can borrow one of my carts if you like. You can leave it outside the mine. If you manage to get it, you can sort of throw it in the back and wheel it back here if you think it'd be good.
Yeah, that's not a bad
that might
idea.
That's a good idea.
I
Yeah,
am
we'll
full
take
of
you
good
up on your
ideas
offer
when I've got free food coming my way. And yeah, you see him say, "Well, just take it out the back. Yeah, you've seen it standing there. It's got a couple of crates on it, but if you unload them, it's yours."
Right.
We'll set out and do some quick shopping, speed run.
Well, good luck, and I'll look forward to welcome you back in at any time.
We'll see you soon, more than likely.
Bye.
Cheers, Finley. Not Finley. Philly.
Yeah, Philly
Oh,
George.
I'm coming with you, Rafe.
All right, so you guys are heading out. Who's doing what shopping? Let's get a quick rundown.
We don't
I'm
have
helping
the 25
Hector.
gold, do we, yet?
So you
Oh,
do have some starting gold.
I have
but,
25 gold, don't we?
And 10 from before.
Yeah, each of you got an extra 10 from your friend Flint Jones Wolf.
So I'll go with Hector to go get what he needs to make some health potions.
Yep.
I will try and procure some straight health potions. So ones that we can have on standby?
So they're not going to be cheap, being that people like all of these sort of magic occupations are charging a lot. Most of them have very unique knowledge and unique processes that haven't really been mass produced yet. So it's much more of an artisan craft, as Hector would be able to tell you. So you'll be able to find a potion of healing for about 50 gold pieces as you shop around.
Would that be just a standard one? Or...
Standard 2d4 plus 2.
It seems inflation has hit this place hard. Let's just...
Oh, you've been charging well for your goods. Don't pretend you haven't.
But mine are the quality here. Let's just get... if we get the ingredients, we can find other things along the way.
I mean, I can buy one, but then that's just for me, though. But I don't want to... I don't know, do you reckon we'll need it? I think we might need it. No one went down, but this thing sounds pretty dangerous. I'll buy one.
Yeah, I'll
just doing business with you.
I'll buy one as well.
He shakes open and gets some of the crystal that's sort of been cased in the bottom of the jar. Gets another one off, shakes them both for you nicely, shaking them up, and you see the swirl of like the silvery crystal debris in it as he hands one to each of you.
Any discount for 2?
I'm not sure. You know, it's quite tough when you're trying to run a business.
It's a bit tough when you're trying to fight a land shark.
I'm going to walk up and say, listen, we look after each other. Surely friends look after friends, right? Amongst
Roll
the guild?
a persuasion check.
Probably not my strong suit. Oh, it is my strong suit. Fantastic.
Hey, I'm not bad at that.
That'll be a 18.
Well, Hargraves, you run a tight bargain. I'll give you 5 gold pieces off each of them then. 45 each.
Whilst he's distracted with Hector, so I'm guessing, I would assume he's got potions around the shop, right?
Yeah, you got a little stall, sort of a roadside stall where he's just peddling his wares. Sort of, he seems to have brought a cart out to the main thoroughfare of the road, where he probably has more stock in his storage, but he's got a couple of goodies on the table for purchase.
Okay, so whilst he's doing that, whilst he's being distracted, can I use my mage hand to pick something out of the cart and place it back into drop it behind me, so it's out of his sight the whole way, so the kind of up, under, come out from the cart, and then just with me.
Do you roll a sleight of hand for that?
I can.
How does your hand work?
It would work sleight of hand ways if I'm using my mage hand to do that.
Yeah, feel free to roll a sleight of hand to see if you can just do it without him noticing it.
Somebody's going to jail.
Probably not. I am doing this just as he's the money's being exchanged with the 5. So all he would say was just a potion fall out.
Hang on 1 second, guys. And he picks up the potion, looks around to see if anybody was nearby, looks in the front of his table to see if somebody hasn't tried to sneak it. You didn't see anybody try and grab one of these, did you? And he looks around at each of you.
Look up and down the street. No.
Did you feel that tremor?
Must have been leftover residual energy from the crystal occurrence.
Exactly.
He puts the crystal vial down. All right, 45 gold pieces each of you. Come on.
All right, I hand over 45 gold pieces.
Beautiful. Take your potion. And I gotta get out of here. Something doesn't feel right. And it is overpowered that you could just invisible hand shit from people without being directly implicated.
It's the rogue thing, man.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. All right, so yeah, he makes the transaction with both of you, and begins wheeling his cart away while looking around to the left and right as if somebody's ready to take his goods from it any second.
Is anyone else getting stuff? We also need some goods. Asteria.
What do you need, Asteria? Asteria?
Yeah, but I'm at the
So, like, I keep dreaming about this stuff, so I kind of want to... Hector, do you know of anywhere that kind of, that sells maybe, like, I think, like, magical stuff? I don't know, I keep getting this dream, and I feel like, you know, maybe it's something I need to purchase. I'm not too sure, but would you know anything like this?
I think there is such a shop in the area, but they generally go for quite a bit of gold, I think. Am I right?
Yeah, so what you'd know is that people are starting to make items. The blacksmiths have been pushing really hard, right? It's now who can get there first that's going to be able to really set themselves up. The previous blacksmiths aren't necessarily safe anymore in this new age. The craftsmanship that she seems to be describing seems to be above what even some of the best are able to produce right now. It seems like a fine piece of artistry, never mind just a crude weapon that's been able to be instilled with a crystal.
Yes, Asteria, I think we need to go looking a little bit harder for something like that. I don't think we'll find that kind of thing here.
I don't know, I keep dreaming about it then. It's so strange.
Maybe we'll find some crystal at the mine left over or near the land shark. Maybe you can pick a piece of land shark crystal that's encased in his skin and bring it back. Maybe that can be put into a staff and imbued for you. That would make a pretty amazing staff.
Like an
I
animal.
call it a staff whacking.
Wouldn't it be amazing if a druid had a staff that was imbued with the power of a magical animal? Surely that's right up your path.
We don't have typical druids here, so I don't like the idea of like having a dead body. But yeah, sure. I mean,
Part of nature, right?
we'll see. I guess.
As you guys are shopping, the day dwindling on, you realize that if you do not head there within the next day, you will not be able to have the time to fight with your gold being held ransom.
Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this. Armor
Quick
up,
shopping.
and then...
Can I get 2 vials and like 10 gold worth of herb? To whatever
Sounds good.
Okay.
I'm happy for you to get some very generic sort of herbs. You know what you need, and you've got your ability to sort of find the right fire.
I'll pay for Hector's herbs.
Beautiful. Hector's herbs look good. We'll talk a little bit about this, but I'm keen for you guys to spend some downtime during this campaign. So a lot of the stuff will be stuff like that, like learning to use your trident, for example, Finry, and spending some time making the potions. The biggest thing that they'll need is just time to be able to get them all to work. So I'm happy for us to get some downtime in between sessions, as long as you guys plan it. So if you tell me that you guys are keen to spend a couple of days to do these things, that's fine, knowing full well that there are other parties at play that will be using that time for other things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that is a decision that you all will have to make strategically.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, to the armorer.
Okay. Crack on.
Awesome. Toodaloo. So you guys end up finding your way to the armorer, and you walk into a shop in which you hear the typical telltale signs of the metal being hammered at the forge. But differently to a lot of the other ones that you see, you also see that at the front is what seems to be a jeweler's table, as they begin to shape down the gems, and you even see some inscription tools being utilized on the surface of a few of these crystals. Welcome, welcome! I see we've got ourselves a group of adventurers today. Got some gold to spend after a successful trip? As you see an elven man standing at the counter, welcoming you all in.
All right, who was up first?
Yeah, so I'll explain to him the details about the land shark and say, do you have any use, do you think, for any particular part of this land shark to make a weapon or shield or something like that?
I've heard of a creature like that before. A mining party came through here. If it is what it says it is, and the shell of it is as strong as it claims, mayhaps we could put some of that over some sort of a handle for you and have it as a defense. But I'll have to see what condition you get it back to me, and I'm not going to be able to work miracles if you hurt the hide.
Okay, I'll do my best.
And there's always going to be a cost, but as long as you got coin and the materials, I'll have you kitted out in no time.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else? You got gold to spend? I've got items. I've got crystal-infused swords. What do you need?
How much is a studded leather armor?
Oh, you still want mundane armor?
Well, tell me the price for the normal one, and then tell me the price for like a slightly magical one.
Listen, they're getting in short supply. I'll be able to hook you up. Let's say 70 gold pieces. I'll get you some studded leather armor. Now, cool. If you're looking for some magic ones, I can hook you up. I can get you stuff that'll blow that out of the water. I've got crystal infused armor, a couple hundred, maybe 300, and I'll get you something that'll be better than anything else you've seen in the market.
Okay, well, I'll see how this goes in this job, and then I might be back.
Looking forward to having you. Anyone else? I've got spears. I've got sort of bolas with crystal tips. Anything you need. What do you?
Sorry, what was that?
A bola. It's sort of a leather strap, a leather thing with two crystals on either side. Typically used for weighted balls to trip over foes. But the crystals, they're magnetic. They click together. It's pretty incredible.
I'm okay, thanks.
Anybody else for the magical magnetic bolas? I really thought they'd be flying off the shelves. I'm going to be honest with you.
Oh, look, I'll ask, what can you do with a whip?
Oh, a whip. Well, have you ever heard of a cat and nine tails?
That's horrific.
Well, we can add crystal pieces to the whip itself to create an even more damaging sort of effect. We could even imbue it with some elemental magics. I've heard fire is particularly painful for foes.
What would that set me back?
I put you in the same ballpark. A couple of hundred, and we'll be off on the way.
Cool. I don't have a couple of hundred on me right now.
I'll be here tomorrow, the next day.
Do you have any hats?
Ooh. Are you looking for a mundane hat or a magical hat?
Just a normal hat.
Why'd you come to a modern magical shop if you ain't got the coin to spend?
Oh, we will eventually. We like to peruse, but I would like to get a hat with black, preferably, with a very wide brim. But one side of the brim is pushed up, and on that side, out the back of it, is a very big feather.
Oh, that's an odd request. I've heard of a few sort of swashbuckling folk up north wearing fashion like that, but listen, I need some time to figure it out. How much gold are you willing to pay for something like this?
Well, how much would that cost me?
It's going to be a custom job. I wouldn't feel right doing anything less than maybe 40 gold pieces.
40 gold for that? For a mundane hat?
It's custom. You know, what are you going to say? Where is the feather big enough for what you describe? It's going to have to be sourced internationally even.
Yes, but for a mundane hat, it doesn't even do anything. It just looks
You'll be
fashionable.
more than welcome to look elsewhere if you're not happy with my prices. I am one of the best in the business, and yet if you want to spit on my work, you go on right ahead.
Go to a haberdashery.
Yeah, let's go find a haberdashery. They'll have what I'm after.
Maybe next
Excuse
time.
me.
Yes, elven woman there with the white hair and the constellations.
So
enhancements.
Enhancement. So like, I take off my little crystal sort of because it's my focus. Could you potentially make this better or more?
Oh, a beautiful thing like this already harnessing some of the crystal's powers. It seems to be able to draw in energy from your body and focus it so centrally. This is a thing of beauty. Well,
okay.
For you, I'd be happy to give it a go. Right? No guarantee. Could break it, but for 1,000 gold pieces, I will attempt to replace it with an even bigger crystal.
No, I'm okay. Size doesn't matter.
Aye, that's not what some of my other clients have been saying.
Oh. I just kind of like, me. I'm
Anybody
gonna
got
go over there now.
Anybody got actual money? I'm willing to improve anything if you got coin.
I'll tell the party that I'm gonna meet them back at Philly George if we're spending the night there, back at the Chili Weasel. And as I walk away, I'm gonna keep an eye out for haberdasheries for next time I'm in town.
Awesome. You head back, and we'll resolve your haberdashery search later. How are you guys still doing? Everybody got everything they need?
I think so.
I mean, everyone got healers kits, didn't they?
No.
If you are proficient in healing and medicine,
I am.
well then yes, you did.
Because I'm just trying to think, should I get some healers kits?
Well, you've already got healer's kit.
Yeah, true. Okay, never mind.
Feel free to I'm not going to make you use it up.
Oh, Harmon just got a redeemed it. Harmon.
What's that one? Is that one a D8?
I think that one's a D8.
Very nice. Looking good. All right. As you
Much
all
love,
head back,
inflatable. Much love.
always much love.
Some Harmon
As
things.
you head back into the Chili Weasel, the miners have got far more rowdy as they began to drink, hopeful that you guys might actually be able to solve their issue as you guys continue to go through it all. And what are you guys doing this evening? Are you having a restful night or spending the night getting crunk on some goat milk?
I asked him to. I asked one of the not the main dude, but to draw the land shark as they've seen it on a scrap of paper, on a dirty napkin.
So they begin to draw for you, and they draw this beautiful creature that, much like a normal shark, is sort of long on the top, and you see it sort of go out into a tail and the point, but without the fin that you would typically see at the rear of the tail. But the legs they draw on it seem closer to bear arms and legs than you would have imagined ever fitting on a shark. But the two things in combination seem to be what give this thing its strength and its terrifying power.
Cool.
Does that give you some sort of an idea?
Absolutely.
I've seen it take those claws and, like it was carving through some foam, went right through the rock bed.
Yeah, you can't see it, but I start to sweat. Maybe the nose goes a little pink.
Your fur is looking a bit glossy there. Are you okay?
Yeah, totally fine.
Awesome. I'm glad it's you and not me. I lost a couple of buddies to that thing, and I'm just happy that we're not forced to mine in those conditions anymore.
We will take care of it for you.
I trust you. Best of luck out there.
I'll just have one ale, have some dinner, and then I'll head off to bed. Thanks for the host, Power Rider. I'll head off to bed, but I'll be sitting in my bed, drawing on a piece of paper this hat that I envision.
Are you gonna put it on a vision board? You gonna stick to it?
Just my little notebook where I make my campaign notes. Just like, no, this, no. You know, looking at it, I'm like, no, too wide, too small. The feather needs to be bigger, much bigger.
It's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be huge. And then I'll turn in for the night's rest.
Yep, early night.
Anybody else do anything prior to the evening's rest?
No, that's it.
Awesome. So the next morning, the excitement of what lies ahead, and for some, the dread of what they are about to face. Whether it is land shark or land sharks in plural, you all begin to prepare yourselves for the journey. Before sun completely rises, you all meet in the quiet of the Chili Weasel Inn in the early morning as you prepare for your mission out into the rest of Nandar to Nandar's southern star. Now, before we delve into that, I think it's a good time for a quick 5-10 minute break. How does everybody think about that?
Yep,
Yes, please.
sounds good.
My
Back in
So-
10 minutes.
Top of the hour, 10 p.m. We shall meet back here.
We'll answer Power Right's question in the chat. All right,
Yes.
see you guys soon.
Back in 10.
See you all later.
Wait for
And we are back. We have had a lovely break, feeling rejuvenated, feeling hydrated, even as the party is getting ready to head deeper into
Sounded like
the
you were trying
setting.
to introduce Grease Lightning.
Go Great Lightning.
Dramatic.
So as we were seeing, the party was heading towards the Nandar Southern Star. Welcome, Pale Rider. Thank you for following. Good to see you enjoying your time so far tonight. As the party was heading towards Nandar Southern Star, you all had a generally uneventful journey. The pressure of what was about to occur seemed to have dawned on you all. Most of you having quite a bit of silence leading up to what is going to be potentially a rather tough encounter. As you all headed deeper in, you eventually found yourselves looking up at a giant purple crystal that looks like it is a mountain. You come to its base and are just absolutely in awe of how dwarfed you are in comparison to this thing. You've been living in Avalrath for a while now, and it is no stranger to mountain ranges. Having the mountain ranges of the dwarves just near the city, it is now captured on both sides by this giant purple mountain of a crystal and the mountain range itself. As you head up close, following the track that had been built there for a while, you do eventually see an entrance that leads into a cave that has been made into this giant crystal that stands before you. Do you all enter?
Before we enter, I would like to... What is it called? Create a potion. Create a random potion.
I like it.
Can I also
Experimental elixir.
have guidance, please?
Hey, thanks for the follow, Raven06A.
Welcome.
Woo.
Hi.
Soon we'll be doing our 250
Yeah.
giveaway.
You guys are all heading towards a nice Van Richten guide as you guys keep pushing that number closer to 250. So thanks for that.
You gotta pry it from a cold dead hands first.
I mean, yeah, you'll be fighting me for it too, but I think the group has decided, convinced me not to hoard it for myself.
I just as before we enter, I reached in my bag and mixed a couple of different things together and managed to create, through the luck of the die, one healing potion.
Ooh,
Does-
well
does
done.
that
You
mean-
you do know how to make healing potions.
do.
but in case.
Roll a one.
Does that mean that my thing doesn't work anymore?
Your what?
No, your thing's fine.
My +1?
It's all good.
Okay, cool.
No, he can throw his magic alchemy juice wherever he wants. He's not the limiting factor.
All right,
Awesome.
I think
It needs a slight recharge, though, right?
once per
You
day.
do
I can do
it's
this.
once per
Short-
day.
Once per day.
Short
Come
rest?
on.
Most people.
Come on.
All
Depends on the intensity.
All right. Anybody else want to do something before they head in?
I
You saw my guidance, right?
So you use a guidance on yourself?
Mhm.
How long
And
does that last?
It's 1 minute, so I'm just gonna keep casting it.
So it doesn't take a spell slot. It's just a.
It's a cantrip.
Oh, good. You're good. I will let you have that because you are trying to be prepared for what's up.
And it's not. Is it the hallway dark as we go in?
It is not.
Are there any big and yellow and black signs that say danger land sharks?
You see some tools that were hastily cast aside and dried blood, seemingly as if hands had tried to pull themselves out, but then you see drag marks as the blood goes deeper into the cave.
I'll go a little bit ahead of the party. I'll go into stealth.
Oh.
try and be a bit, just like scout ahead a little bit, just so we're not walking straight into the maw of this beast.
So
that'll
I
be
am.
20.
You're activating your stealth for 20.
Yeah, I'm going stealth.
Awesome. So I will put you into the scene. Everybody can. You should be able to see that. Jez, is that on stream? The map?
It is in a moment.
That's beautiful.
That's 23 on that stealth check.
That's solid.
That is very good. You've done a great job there on that map. That stealth. So
yes, you have done a good job on that map, there, Robin. Congratulations.
Our humble DM people.
You know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I've obviously got one thing on my mind, and that's how sexy the map that I made is. But hey, so yeah, you head in and stealthily start to work your way through. Can I grab a perception check from you?
All of us, or just one of us?
Just the one that is stealthing into the thingy. Hey, head over.
That'll be a 19. A 19 on that perception check.
Awesome.
My keen halfling eyes.
You begin to look through, and you see obviously the purple glow of the crystals ahead of you. You see equipment lying around, denoting the places that used to be housing all of this productivity. But you do catch a glimpse of some claw marks leading deeper into the mine.
I'll motion for the party to come up to me, and I'll point out the claw marks, and I'll hold a finger up to my lips and be like, "Shush!" You can't actually see me on the stream at the moment, so I'm holding "Shh! You guys, be quiet. I don't know where this thing is, but it's been near here."
Are you heading further in?
What's going on?
Is there any way to track it from looking at the tracks, like to follow them? Would that be like a animal handling or a nature or a survival check maybe, just to get some understanding of which way it's going?
A survival check if you think you're up for it.
I'll give it a roll. Ooh, that is a 17. Plus 3, that's a 20.
You notice, obviously, at this point that it's not behind you. Leading you deeper into the cavern, you do begin to see that some of these tracks seem to be made more recently in more drier terrain. It seems that others were made deeper due to some sort of wetness that now has seemed to dry, and others are obviously more imprinted just by the weight of this creature that you seem to spot.
I don't want to sound obvious, but we should venture deeper to find said animal that we're looking for.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Sorry, wrong voice. Yeah, that sounds right. I'll scamper forward a little bit more. I'll come up to these crystals just in front of me, see if there's any loose ones. As I run my fingers over it, just pocket them if there are any loose ones.
I'll give you a investigation check to see if you can spot one.
Investigation.
It's a quite.
Hey, Robin, in this world.
Yes.
Well, just while that's rolling.
That'll do it. You find a small palm-sized
22.
crystal that you pop.
22. Yeah, sorry, what were you saying, Dave?
Are raw crystals in this world the sort of thing that we can pawn off for a few gold each? Like how they're mining them? Are these the sort of things we can just on the street we can pawn these off?
They are quite hardy, so it does take quite a bit of mining, and they are dangerous to mine, being that they are raw magic. It's not unheard of accidents happening, almost like wild surges, as they mine these crystals. But in saying that, yes, they are definitely worth money raw. Obviously, far more money refined, and even more money being utilized to create magical effects.
Finry, did you just find a crystal on the ground?
Yeah. I found a couple. I think. How many did I find, Mr. DM?
You found a nice chunk that was just almost as if someone had mined it off, but then had to leave it there at risk of their own life.
So if you had to measure it, how many health potions would that be?
You could probably turn something like this into 2 health potions worth of crystals.
Okay. Excellent. I just need to write that down.
As a rough, like, crystal to health potion conversion.
It's the only conversion that's worth anything at the moment. I'm going to.
We should keep those health potion conversion to crystal. It's like good market value for those sort of things. It's
I'm
We
looking,
should make back
would almost be
the
better
health
than our
potion.
money that we're making.
index.
I'm looking forward to that crystal slurry. It made my
Let's push forward and find this thing and see if we can get back to town with some land shark parts, collect our bonus, and maybe sell those crystals.
Okay, I'll continue on, motioning for the party to follow behind me, keeping an eye out all the while for anything out of place or anything that, might immediately destroy me if I get too close.
Yep. I'll hang near Finry.
Awesome. So as you head this way, you are tracking the tracks a little bit more. As you're looking out, you're trying to listen out for it. It's not easy to listen and hear anything just yet. You're not seeing anything quite yet. The purple glow from the crystals illuminating most of this cavern. You do start to pick up signs of burrow holes. This is definitely the right place.
I have a really bad idea, everyone. What if I pick up something and I drop it into the hole to try and lure this thing to us?
What if you throw it far away first?
You know what, Finry?
What if
I
the
heard a story
kitty
about this
goes down the
one
hole a little?
I heard a story of a situation very similar to this. A noise was made by dropping something down a large hole, and not one creature came out to see what was going on. A whole army of them came out to see what was going on. So
I don't know.
I believe they tried to fly, the fools, I'm pretty sure.
Does anyone know? So, with sharks, they smell blood, which is actually a myth, but do you think the land sharks are drawn to, maybe crystals? Should we, wave them around, maybe?
That's
Well,
incredible. That's an
This
incredible idea.
giant cave of crystals.
Maybe use the crystal to draw some blood and pour it on some crystals. Maybe that will have an effect that draws the land shark to it. That's an incredible idea.
Well,
Oh, thank you.
what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use my mage hand to pick up a tool and hover it 30 feet to the nearest hole within that distance and drop it down.
Oh, God. Why, Finry?
Because Leroy Jenkins is a personal mentor of mine.
Thank you. Absolutely. I hoped somebody would say it because honestly, yes.
I think we should have listened to Hector.
And as soon as I drop it, I'm gonna hide myself away
Good
and let
old
the less squishy people.
I'm gonna
deal with
ready an Eldritch Blast.
Oof. Awesome. So, you drop this thing down into this hole. And as it drops, you hear dink as the crystal resonates. Ding. And then stops.
Oh.
And then you hear as something rises towards the sort of north of you through the cave. You
Hey guys,
hear
someone's brewing coffee.
welcome, thanks for following, Mittagurk. You are
gosh.
always welcome to adventure with us. But yes, you hear this something rise, the footsteps coming from the room ahead. You hear a crunch as something seems to have stepped on a carcass, a dried carcass.
Ugh.
I'm guessing that Armin is the only one that sees this because he's in the center of the room right now.
You then hear the sound of what seems to be like earth being moved, as the sound of burrowing starts to intensify and then disappear as whatever was burrowing has gone deep into the earth.
So, can we get a rough idea of where it was on the map?
You know it was sort of just northeast of your current location. So
North, south.
So up the top east.
At the top.
Oh, sorry, top west. So
Where harm is?
top left. If I look at where you guys are now, more towards
I'm
the
kind of central.
left.
You're gonna have to head up a little.
So you're
let's
more
explore.
left
Come
of
on.
where harm
Let's-
is.
let's
but
look
but
at this
for
thing.
all of our auditory listeners, it is a northwesterly noise as this thing burrows down.
I'll come stand up next to Harm, and I'm like, I think we need to go a little bit further in. I don't know why. I don't know. Do you want me to try again with throwing something down a hole?
Not down a hole. Throw it onto the ground, but 30 feet away, and see if this thing's like tremor sensey.
Okay.
Maybe throw it onto a whole heap of other crystals.
How does that sound?
I'm going to be following Rafe
That's-
around. Where he goes, Hector
That's
goes.
genius. Dave.
I'm going to grab.
Harm, like, yeah. What are you doing? What are you doing, Finro?
I'm going to grab a hammer or something that's on the ground with my mage hand and just yeet it as hard as it can at the crystals that are
yeet
straight in
mean?
front of me.
Fuck,
It's a halfling
yeah.
term. It's a
Yeah,
halfling
you
term.
got.
It's a halfling word.
Oh.
It means to throw. Anyway, and then I'm just gonna throw it, and then I'm gonna duck behind this rock over here, back near Asteria, because I don't want to be anywhere near where this thing might come from.
So you throw it near Asteria?
No. Like, see, so I was standing up here.
Sure.
Describe it. Describe where you're standing.
So there's this gap in between the two stones, and there's crystals right through that gap. I'm gonna yeet this tool through there into the crystals.
Awesome. So as you find a small crevice between two rock outcroppings, illuminated by the crystals that are shining through, you throw this rock into it, and suddenly you hear the burrowing come closer again. I'll have everybody roll for initiative.
Oh shit!
Woo! Don't hate me. How do I do initiative again? Oh wait, no, I think I found it.
So I can actually add you all to the combat. I might just do that quickly. Sorry, guys. We're all learning how to do Foundry, so
Yeah.
Foundry
I'm sure in the
is
chat you're
awesome.
wondering why we keep talking about new things. Where, as Pete mentioned, we're learning.
Seriously? Here's a 20.
A
Ooh,
7?
it's a 16 for me.
I got a 20. Wasted nat 20, guys. I'm so upset.
That's a
Hey,
great
Oh,
it's
You're gonna
look at
kill
that.
it in one round.
Legendary
Oh,
6 for Hector.
I mean, one can hope, but I thought I would kill that hellhound last week, but I didn't.
It's okay. It's not about the killing of the things.
was
It's
a
about
team
the
effort.
helping. Team effort, guys.
Hey, just quickly, DM, on the map, there's a lot of like little island-looking things. Are they wall to tall, like floor to wall, floor
So,
to roof, even? Like
they are just-
stalagmites?
they are just
walls?
columns of stone that are currently in this place. So it's not just an empty cavern.
Okay.
They're there to kind of showcase that there's these pillars there. Yes.
So we're in a what? What is it? It's got to be a couple of 100-foot wide by a couple of 100-foot deep kind of.
Almost a
really
50 by 50 cavern specifically.
There we go, 50 by 50 cap. I'm just trying to help those in the chat who's listening along
Yes,
at the moment
so
who can't see the map.
If I were to
just
describe
kind of
what they've
littered
walked
with
into,
crystals and.
they've walked into a cavern that at first was lit by the light from outside. As they've walked in deeper, they found a outcropping of purple crystal. Probably the most crystal that most of them have ever seen up close, as it's just these sort of collections of crystals that have been mined by the miners over time. The walls are irregular. This place seems to have not been dug out with any real rhyme or reason. Most of it seems to be quite a naturally occurring cave system. As they've snuck in deeper, they've noticed the leftover carts from miners. Heading straight forward, there's a bit of a clearing that is naturally formed in this cave, which leads off into the other parts of the cavern. Each one letting off a slightly purple glow. But unable to spend the time to look into each of those purple sections, Finnery, throwing these little bits of noise, has gotten themselves something truly monstrous. As the sound of this rock being thrown down this pathway echoes through the chamber, you all hear a rumble as almost underneath the crystals in front of you now, where you stand almost in the center of this cavern, you hear the movement of rocks being pushed aside. And rising out of that thing is something truly horrifying. The first thing you see is a blood-soaked, crystal-clawed creature that lifts one clawed hand up over its burrow. A crystal streamlined sharkish head pokes out, a crystalline armor plate sitting above its head as it rears out, another claw coming out of the hole as it lifts its whole body, taking up a full 10-foot area as it stands twice the size of any of you that now seek to face it.
I am way too close to this thing. This is not what I was expecting.
It rolls its initiative. So I believe there was a few things that were happening here. First of all, we needed to resolve. Somebody was holding a, what was it? A Eldritch Blast or something?
Yes, Malchus was.
I was holding a what, sorry?
Eldritch Blast.
Oh, yeah. I had that ready.
Excuse me, the sneezes are coming. All right, can you seem to have line of sight of this creature as you see this thing begin to emerge. Would you like to release that Eldritch Blast?
I would love to.
Awesome. Go ahead and fire it.
Oh.
Awesome. With a beautiful hit of 7, your blast...
Wait, that was my 2-hit, not my damage roll.
It does not hit the creature. You blast this thing easily. You've been prepared for it to come out of this hole. But as your spell hits its armored plating, it deflects, as if you'd shot it at a solid wall. Next up in the order, we have Asteria. What are you going to do?
So what I'll do is I'll use my bonus action to change into one of my starry forms. For now, turn into an archer, right? So that means the next turn I can use my D8. And while that's happening, I'll use one of my charges of Guiding Bolt.
Awesome. Go ahead. And so this is your new bow, is it?
No, Guiding Bolt.
No, the weapon you're using.
No. So no, it's a wild shape.
Yes, cool. Do you want to use your weapon? Yeah, with this attack.
Wait. What?
I would love you to be able to use your giant ass flaming magical weapon as part of your guiding bolt.
Awesome +1 weapon.
Okay, yes. Oh my god, I can do that.
Yes, you can. The good news is I'm the DM and I make the rules.
So how would that work?
So for the time being, you can use the +1 to actually help your guiding bolt attack. So you can use it to actually enhance the spell.
Perfect, no problem, thank you. So I'll just add a 1 to my roll.
Yes, so it gives you a bit of an extra help, and the attack, if it wasn't already magical, would be magical.
Thank you. And I can cast guidance because I had that ready, right?
Yeah, you already have guidance for the sake of the encounter, so you already have that.
+4 +2. Well, is it point adding my other stuff? No.
I mean, do you hit?
Yeah, cool. And I'll do my damage.
Yeah, so you aim with your new bow. As you pull it back, the ring glows in your hand. Your normal starry, your archer form, where your constellations would have come in, you now see that as you pull your weapon out, your constellations start to actually glisten with flame. As you pull this new bow back, and release this magical guiding bolt, almost by instinct, as this bow melds into your starry form, hitting for 13 points of radiant damage as you smash this thing with a blight of holy magic. It takes a huge gash out of its underbelly as you manage to fire it this way.
And I'm gonna go hide.
Nice, good call.
I'm like, sorry, Finry. And I'm gonna head over here. Like, that's 30.
Awesome. So you rush around the pillar that you shot from. Seeing your strike hit, you rush across the opening, hiding behind a pillar a bit further away, leaving you something like 40 feet away from the creature. But as you strike it, the creature reacts. Feeling in danger, you realize very quickly why this creature was so hard to fell in the first place, as it burrows again.
No! Can I fly, please?
Asteria speaking for all of us there.
All right, Fenrir, it's your turn.
Cool. So it's not there anymore.
Correct.
Awesome. Also, is my stealth from previous carried over, or do I need to hide again?
You have not attacked this thing yet. I will let you say that it's definitely more focused on the thing that just blighted it with holy magic.
Cool. So I still have that 20. Okay, cool. Now with the ring.
Yes.
I would have had a little bit of time to figure out if I throw this trident that doesn't let me speak to fish at something, I can then call it back to my hand, sort of thing.
You can make it reappear in your hand as a free action. Yes.
Cool. Okay. Well, in my hidden state then, and Asteria, I'm gonna move up to here, and then I'm just gonna hold my turn until this thing pops up again, so I can launch my brand new trident at it. It doesn't let me speak to fish.
So ready for this strike, you listen out, waiting for the sound of it to bury out again. Malchus, you also noticing that this creature has not reared its ugly head again just yet. What are you doing?
Well, I will ready a Hexblade Curse. So when it pops up again, I will use my bonus action to curse it. And I'll just wait here, looking around, trying to feel the vibrations in the ground. Yep.
Awesome. Do you have to be in melee range for that?
30 feet.
Okay,
and
cool.
I have to be able to see it.
Sweet. You're probably in a good position with that, seeing the bait dangling there in front of you all. It hits being gone makes us frustrating, but you all begin to hear the rumble again, as if on cue, Ahinsa seems to be the epicenter, Asteria, of this particular rumble, as gushing out of the ground, this time not with a grace and elegance, but with a power of a massive land shark, as it leaps out of the ground like a fish leaping out of water. You just see dust and debris flying everywhere around her, as chunks of ground and gravel begin to fall around them. I will get her to make a dex save when she returns. Can you make a dex save for me as this creature burrows out from underneath you and basically tries to numb you up in its massive mouth?
I can just click on dex and it'll happen automatically, right?
Correct.
A saving throw or ability check?
Saving throw.
Oh, damn it, I don't have guidance ready.
No, because you just used it. God damn it.
16.
16?
Still solid save.
Make sure, I'm just double checking, make sure she's good. It is a DC 16 check. You manage to make it. As you, knowing this thing's coming for you, heightened by your form, you're able to leap out of the way just in time, not being knocked back. But unfortunately, some of the spray of the dirt and debris still comes smashing towards you, even in your preemptive state, doing a beautifully halved damage of. Let's just get you that one. We'll do a normal hit, not a critical. We're not cruel here. Of 10 points of bludgeoning damage. As
Awesome.
all of these rocks just fly towards you.
Right.
And then on its turn,
Held stuff, does that go first, or do we wait till after its turn?
it will now react. So you guys will get to do your held actions as it leaps out.
Okay. I call forth. Oh, Malchus, unless you wanted to go first.
Oh, mine's just.
After you.
I cursed him. He is now cursed.
He's cursed.
Okay, cool. So what does your curse do for everybody at home?
So, I'll just read it out. Starting at first level, you gain the ability to place a baleful curse on someone. As a bonus action, choose one creature you can see within 30 feet of you. The target is cursed for 1 minute. The curse ends early if the target dies.
And we lost Carlos.
You gain the following. Oh, hello?
No, you're back.
There
Are
he
you
is.
back? You gain
Curse.
a bonus to damage rolls against the target. The bonus equals your proficiency bonus. For me, that's 2. Any attack roll you make against the cursed target is a critical hit on a roll of 19 or 20. And
Awesome.
if the cursed target dies, you regain hit points equal to your warlock level plus your charisma modifier. So that, for me, is 4
Awesome.
Nice one.
total.
Nice, very good effect. And I will happily now put a curse symbol on this creature because I now actually have the ability to do that.
Nice.
So you've got that fun little one there.
Them foundry
Hey.
deals.
Nobody can ever accuse me for not trying to learn, at least as we go. And
Love
for
it.
anybody that's watching on stream, I have tried to put my map behind me just so that everybody can still see the hard work that I put in on creating this bad boy.
It is a sweet map.
It is.
Awesome. So, yes, that one fires. And now, as you see this land shark glow with this curse, you find yourself inspired to throw your solid fork of doom.
Yes,
That's
I salad. I summon the salad fork of doom, and I throw it at this creature, hoping that it hits. And as I don't have advantage, but I still get my sneak attack because it's next to. Yeah, cool. Probably not going to hit with the 7 though.
It does not. As you throw this thing again at this creature, you do pretty well for if you say so yourself, right? You've never really been much of a trident guy, but throwing this thing seems very good. Like, you feel like with a bit of practice, you can become very proficient at it. And you throw this thing as hard as you can, and yet for some reason, this damn thing's crystal scales just bounces right off. It's pretty unfair, if you don't mind saying.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it. I think it didn't add my strength bonus, but anyway, it doesn't matter anyway because it would have been I throw it and I say, "Shit, get forked," and then I bonus action hide.
Awesome.
I love it.
While you guys are all in combat and this is all happening, as you're watching this, Dr. Harm, you feel your pocket begin to grow hot as your book begins to burn slightly against your leg with a cold, deathly energy.
I put my hand in my pocket and pull out the book and kind of try and work out if it's highlighting any name in particular or anything.
As you get to see, you see a giant, like a glowing purple crystal bullet.
A crystal bullet.
It's spelled B-U-L-E-T-T-E. Boulet, depending on how you read your guard's
Bullet.
instructions.
Love it. Well then I'm gonna feel rather inspired.
I will give you inspiration.
Well, I was gonna run my 30 that I can run, right? Which will get me to
prior
about...
to you doing that, I will get you there.
Yeah.
But as you're watching, you feel that as it tries to bite Asteria.
Okay.
So
Tries to
Asteria,
bite her.
a attack roll of a 25 to hit. It's gonna do it. And damage. Did you put your finger over me right there?
I did.
That is another 10 points of piercing damage. As this creature, not having any of your invasions into its private space, is going to take down its threats with menace. Next up, then, we have...
Hum.
Now we have Hum. My apologies. Go for it.
I can get to it. I can get very close. So what I'm going to do is move my 30 feet, and then I'm going to use my action surge to my movement. Can I use my first action to dash the extra distance that I need to go?
Yes. So you could use that and then bonus action. Action surge to
Well,
attack.
I've got action surge to attack. Yeah. Okay. So as I get there and I see, so I've made the distance to cover. I've seen it kind of latch on to Astera, and I'm not excited about this. She's just done some wicked stuff in front of me just moments ago. So I'm just gonna clutch my hand together, and in my hand, everyone's just gonna suddenly see my warhammer appear. And I'm just going to thump this thing with the warhammer.
Go.
So attack, roll.
Whoa.
Ooh,
Nice
25 to hit.
Jesus.
That'll hit. And is this a crit,
Yeah.
Carlos? Or is it
That's
only
not
when
a
you
crit.
attack?
Oh,
Oh,
it was a
it's sorry.
19.
It's only
So
for
yeah,
me.
good
Sorry.
point.
Okay, only for you. Cool. I was going to say
Oh,
that's pretty
Selfish.
strong.
So selfish.
I love your integrity. I love your integrity, Carlos. Rubbish bloke, but love his integrity. So hits for 11 bludgeoning damage.
Awesome.
And actually, I'm going to use my bonus item once the hit's done. And my bonus. So I'm going to use what's called my superior technique, and because I hit on that attack, I can actually now try and grapple the creature.
Awesome.
So it's time for some
Do it.
strength checks.
You notice this thing is quite strong looking, but it's willing to tussle.
Grapple.
And I also, part of the way the maneuver works is that I get a 1d6 to add to my strength check.
Awesome.
So it's athletics.
So they're athletics check as well?
Athletics. Yep. So it's athletics, and I'm adding 1d6 to that.
Cool. It's a good start. Let's see what my the little guy
Yeah,
gets.
D8 as well, Rab.
Yeah, don't forget that.
Don't forget that.
Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna roll the 1d8 then as well.
Yes.
What's the D8 for?
I got a little help. Oh yeah, solid. So 21 is the athletics
Okay,
check.
so you dive at this thing, trying to grapple it. You see it begin to shrug you off. The crystal on its back hot as you try to grab it, but it is not without your own help. Guided by some otherworldly force, you're the inspiration of your godly righteousness. As you take this thing down, you feel a cold necrotic touch begin to counteract the shell of this thing as you manage to avoid being shaken off firstly, but secondly, you manage to begin to hold it down, grappling this creature twice your size as it is struggling to shake you off, now with your weight and size behind it, unable to burrow down.
Sweet. It is now grappled, so it can't move zero speed. So it's stuck in place, team. That was the goal there.
Yeah.
Well played, well played, well
Thanks
played.
for that inspiration. Thanks to the chat. Just imagine
Epic.
this bald dude with a mohawk wrestling this boulet.
It's very good.
Fan art on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. If anybody wants to make any fan art, that's the one.
Just be clear, we're grappling the.
Oh,
Lost his voice.
You lost you there, just the punchline.
Ah! I said we were grappling. There's nothing romantic here.
Oh, no, now I imagine that you
I want that
got
fan
that.
instead.
I want the romantic Belay banner. All right, team, we've got Raffaele, DeRoxo, Rafe. It is your turn.
So Rafe, hearing this all going down, slaps the rune on his left breast or chest plate, and invokes Giant's Might. So I'm going to swell to a larger size for the next 1 minute, which has some extra perks if I hit stuff today. I'm going to run up.
Is like Giants? Is Giants Might like a little small man syndrome where the kiddies like I'm massive? It's like I'm gonna get you.
I'm a big man.
I'm a big cat. However, I don't. Oh, if he's grappled, is there some sort of advantage?
I gotta look at the grapple condition. I'll be right back.
If you,
I give you advantage just on position at any rate.
Okay, cool. In which case, I will use the rest of my movement to
Grappled can't move, but if I get him prone in a minute, you'll have advantage on.
Yeah, grapple doesn't give any advantage.
Okay.
But because of positioning, you could probably argue.
In which case, I will invoke the flank, and the action surge. While I'm at it, let's go fucking nuts.
Do some fighter shit. Let's go.
Yeah. Where's macros? I need to hit it to work out whether to use the fire rune. Alright, let's... Your controlled actor does not have an item named Rapier 1. Yes, it does! Alright, let's not rely on macros.
What is it? Because it's got scimitar half polearm and scimitar half polearm.
It's coming. It's coming. With an 18 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. Now rolling damage, because this will be slightly different because the macro didn't kick in. So this is the standard damage.
Yep.
Okay. It's an extra d6 for fire for Giant's Might. Let me cross-check that.
It is.
It is?
The fun stuff out.
I'm pretty certain.
Roll. So it's another 4. And while we're at it, 2d6 fire damage for invoking the fire rune.
Ruin it.
Nice.
So that's on attack number 1.
Attack number 2.
And I'll let you roll a strength saving throw, please.
Okay, cool. I will go ahead and do that for you. Normal. And 15.
Oh, you beat a 12. No fiery shackles.
Oh, this creature already trying to get the one shackle it's got off its back. Is it big shackled twice?
So let's hit it again. Just for shits and giggles.
So how much was the first one? We'll count the damage after your full round. Go for it.
Alright. Still with advantage. For a 15 to hit.
Does not hit.
Does not hit. Oh, that's sad. That's a waste of an action surge.
Yeah,
but
you noticed that 18 that you got, like you managed to get it right below the massive armor plating. And it seems any attack sort of that wasn't at that level, that wasn't quite precisely aimed, would result in just it bouncing off like you've seen so many times.
And I will stay put.
Awesome. All of you now surrounding this creature. It looks like it's beginning to get a little bit panicked. As you are all starting to hit it from all sides. It does not like this one bit. It's going to use one of its lair actions and save against sort of some of the things that it's got here. So it's going to just roar up in its head, and you can see it's thrashing and slamming it against the crystal. You see some of the crystal damaging it as it's trying to get away, throwing you off of its back. It's going to try and leap away. As it does so, it does open it up for an attack of opportunity from all three of you that are in melee range. So we'll start off with ladies first. Asteria, would you like to make an attack of opportunity? You are muted, so I hope that was a yes.
Can I use spells?
You will have disadvantage at close range, I believe. Oh no, spells are okay.
No, you can only use the spell if you've got Warcaster.
Yeah.
As a reaction,
Okay.
yeah. So it'll have to be an attack.
That's alright.
Sorry, my bad.
I do have a long bow, which
Would be
Yeah,
disadvantage
That's fine.
at
It's
close
attack of
range.
opportunity.
Yep, go for
This is how we took this Xanathar, guys. We can do this.
it.
Oh, damn it. Sorry. How do I roll it? Because I don't know if I added it on. Oh, no, I should have added it.
Did you add the bow to your character sheet?
I should have. Oh, yeah, here we go. Longbow +1.
Yeah, you just want to click the icon in that.
Okay, sweet.
And then hit the attack button with disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
11 does not hit as the arrow skids across this thing's skin. Next up, we have the kitty cat. Cats before beauty, as the saying goes.
As the saying goes, it's no longer an advantage, right? Just normal?
You would probably have had advantage as it's trying to leap away. I'll give you the advantage there.
Yes! That's a nat 20.
Oh,
Nice.
baby.
Beautiful.
Them nat 20s.
Boom.
That's sexy.
Boom. So that's a 26 to hit.
It hits.
I have to select critical and situational. I think because I've got giant spine, I actually get to punch that into the thingy. D6.
All the dice.
Goodness.
7.
That is nice.
That's huge.
As you take just a huge gash out of this thing's side, you see it begin to spill out a reddish ichor, fused with some shards of what looks like crystallized blood, as it begins to leak onto the floor. Last but not least, we have Harm.
It would be so I can make an attack as if it was in range, right?
Yes,
'Cause it was,
assuming that it was where it
yeah,
was,
the
for the
attack
sake of...
Well,
yeah.
Sweet. Well, using my using Warcaster, I'm going to cast inflict wounds on it.
Nice. No wonder you're so adept at the Warcaster feat there. You
Ooh.
smack
14
this thing
though.
down.
Does he have
Again,
advantage,
Yeah.
though?
Yeah, I gave you advantage with that if you want to roll again. Just I gave old kitty cat advantage. Yeah, as you attempt to cast this thing, your magic just again bounces off this thing's back. It is living up to its reputation of being one hard-ass fucking thing to kill. And as it leaps away from all of you, it again burrows underground.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
Hector,
What did you say it used to get out of the grapple? A lair.
Yeah, it was a lair action.
A lair action. Okay, is that like a bit like some?
It's I'll give it to you straight.
vampire
It's a
style.
DM bullshit, is what it is.
It
Okay,
is.
I love it.
Yeah, so
I'm
basically,
down with that. Yeah, let's do it.
monsters.
7 against 1.
Yeah, basically
Monsters
exactly that,
get
right? Like
tough.
if you
That's why
if you
you being
attack a
DM.
creature in its home, it's going to be able to like use
Has
its home
advantage.
as like a weapon against you. Some creatures will use that intelligently. Others will just be able to, obviously navigate it more effectively than you. Lair actions allow me to use them a few times in the combat to give this creature basically the home turf advantage. As well as that, they also, as DM-controlled monsters, some of them have legendary actions. So legendary actions can be used to sort of do just really cool stuff that is unique to the monster, that will allow it to sort of live up to the hype effectively. So from a mechanics point of view, it just allows me to give you guys a cool monster that is sort of realistic, because it's doing stuff that an actual monster would, and not just being a damage sponge for you guys to whack on.
And at the same time,
I was just actually reading.
Yes, sorry, Dave?
I was just reading in Tasha's though that that's a really awesome thing to do, and I'm totally down with it. So
I'd love to hear it.
Yeah.
That's confirmed.
They have that for dragons in 2E. It's really cool mechanic.
Yeah, it's so cool. I've been enjoying it.
a big part of it's the fact that they really only get one turn versus
Correct.
Yeah,
Like,
7 of us.
action economy is really OP, and I've been doing a bit of research into The Monsters Know What They're Doing, a really cool book.
Yep.
If anybody's ever looking to read it. But basically, like, monsters don't want to die, and if you're trying to kill them, they're going to try everything they can to live, and this is kind of part of trying to do that.
Okay,
Hector, what are you up to?
Hector, seeing the carnage that has gone down, I'm gonna run up next to Asteria and say, "Hey, Asteria, are you okay?" And I'm gonna cast
I'm not feeling too good.
Healing Word on her as a bonus action.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
How do I make that happen?
Can you guys see the creature now on the map, by the way?
Just
For grand
No.
total.
it went AWOL.
They've
Massive
Foundry's
full
got an
hit points.
invisibility feature. It's beautiful.
Hey, better than nothing, Hector. That's alright. I will take any healing I can get.
And as an action, I want to just rummage around for a large pile of crystals and pocket them.
Yeah, in the debris of this thing coming out of the ground, you do actually manage to find quite a number lying around. Roll me a 1d8 to see how many you're able to rummage for.
Roll high.
A rummage roll.
Would you say that's
Oh.
With a gorgeous 1, you managed to get 1 before you start again, hearing the rumble of this creature beneath your feet.
How many health potions worth is that though?
That's we'll
0.1.
say that 1 good crystal is worth 2 health potions.
Oh, wow.
What is it, like one bird in the hand is worth 2 in the brush or something?
Yeah.
a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Yeah, so
no
a
sense.
crystal in the hand is worth 2 health potions.
See, I can be wise.
See, that's wisdom.
Hand on a bird's worth a hand on her. Anyway,
Is your turn done, Hector?
I am spent. That's it. That's me done.
Awesome.
Pretty
Well
extreme.
done. In round 2, Asteria, you are up.
I can't see it, can I?
You cannot, no.
Can I ask you a question? Because it was so close to me, would you allow me to do a free action of animal handling to see what kind of armor it has? Like whether it's natural, if it's metal?
It's magical as hell. You can see purple crystal metal, like crystal shards on its back as armor plates. You know this thing is whack.
So I can't tell if the armor's metal.
It doesn't seem to be metal. It seems to be made of
Okay.
crystal. That's
Okay,
what the
cool.
general
That's fine.
vibe is.
I'm gonna hold my action of using my golden of my guiding bolt.
Yep.
Like I'm gonna and then of course with that. Oh, do I use and I'm gonna cast as a bonus action Healing Word on myself. Now as my movement, you know how earlier you were saying there's little kind of rocks. Am I able to do a thing where I can jump on top of the rocks?
No, so if you can see on the map here, all of the little walls that you see are kind of like pillars. They're not real sort of small rocks that you can clamber on top of. What are you trying to accomplish?
I want to get off the ground.
Everything is attached to the ground in a cave. It's
Like
it's
I want to be like on top of something, you know?
The best bet you've got is to run, but that will take you away. Like the holding an action typically doesn't let you do more than just say I will attack based on this condition.
could you climb up some of the crystals maybe
That's
and be
what I
like
was
hanging
thinking.
into
You
the
can try.
crystals?
So if that's what you want to do, you could definitely try and give me
Can
a
I
check. But I will.
climb, but also
it will
hold
be-
my-
That will probably be your action for the turn.
Screw it. Let me try this. Like, I've assessed the situation. I realize the ground is not safe. I want to get to high ground.
Sure.
So I'm gonna climb the crystals.
Awesome. So I'll let you use your turn for that. I won't make you roll. You're quite adept. You grew up in the trees. Crystals are fine. A little bit sharp, but you managed to nimbly get your way up, finding yourself a bit of a perch from where you can view down onto the rest of the fight that is going on.
Perfect. And as a bonus action, I'm gonna cast Healing Word on myself.
Awesome. Yeah. You're happy for you to do that.
Thank you, mate.
Finri, what are you up to?
Whereabouts are the rumbles coming from?
Very close to you, actually. Like the rumbles like feel like they're skittering out towards you. You don't seem to be the epicenter though.
So
if you have that sort of intuition.
Yeah. Okay. Is there a hole in front of me?
There is a hole where near where Asteria is. That's sort of where they burrowed out.
And is there a hole? Oh, no.
There's a hole where it came out the first time, sort of down.
Yeah.
Where below you.
Okay. I think I'm not gonna try and chase it because it's probably gonna much faster than I am. I'm going to just position myself back to where I started, back here, so I can back down here a little bit, just so I can see what's going on, and I'll get my Salad Fork of Doom ready so I can yeet it, as the halflings say.
I've drawn some circles there for us, so you know where the holes are. And those would be dangerous for you to sort of fall into.
Yeah. All right. As I'm going though, I'm gonna use my bonus action to hide myself, because a 7. It's a 7. It's a 14 all up. Just because, there's a lot going on. I don't want to be the most obvious of targets. I'm small, but I'm also probably pretty tasty. So
they've given me notes to say yes that you are tasty. That was sort of what I got given as part of this creature.
It's actually written on the back of my pants, but you can't see it because of my cloak. Tasty.
Absolutely awesome. So yeah, you begin to look around and make yourself a little bit stealthier than you were before. So as you're listening around, it's getting closer and closer. Malchus, you feel the rumbles, but it doesn't seem to be close to you. What do you do?
So is it my turn?
It is your turn, yes.
I want to stamp on the floor as loud as I can.
Boom,
boom, boom.
What is this?
Into the
Throwing down the
ground.
gauntlet.
Well, this is a check. I will let you make a performance check. Yeah, it seems to be the best one.
Whoa!
Awesome. I
Easy
want
with
to attract
gifting.
it. I want it.
Thank you, Izzy.
Let me kill it.
Easy.
Oh wow, that's insane. Thank you.
Nat 20's nailing it. Nat 30's nailing it even.
Is my thing going through?
Let's see. We did not yet get yours.
It's I'm clicking it and it just disappears straight away.
Yeah, it goes into the chat. It should be.
No, it's not those things.
Let
I'll double
me-
check. So you're doing.
exit that and go back into it.
Are you clicking on the word or the icon?
There we go.
Got to click on the icon. Okay.
All right. So, it's not a hard performance to make, but you're able to sort of leap and jump around enough to be obnoxious. The rest of your party look to you kind of in bewilderment before realizing the intent. As Finri, you notice the rumbling begins to move away.
Come to me, shark! I scream out. And am I able to ready an action?
Yes, I'll let you ready something. You're very much, ready to fight something. You've intentionally invoked this thing. You would definitely be ready to do something about that.
Oh wait, that uses my reaction. Yeah, I'll ready my hex.
Awesome. So if it comes up, you will hex it.
Yeah.
Sweet. So let's see how well you prepared for your action. As boosh, out of the ground again rises this creature, making sure that you. I'm not sure if you were wise in your decision, but I will let it appear here for you. And boom, this thing comes up right in front of you as it again roars out of the ground. Boosh, debris going everywhere. Make a dex save, please.
Save.
The tension is real.
Oh, when you do pop up, that's the thing. When you pop out, it doesn't work. There we go.
Pop out is
No, it does not.
finicky.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, I don't know what to tell you. That doesn't look good.
Big mistake.
Not looking good.
As it leaps in front of my face,
and he bought
its
it.
huge body
He bought
looking
it.
at me. I have a sense of regret rush over me.
So you're knocked prone by the massive splash of damage as this thing begins its turn next to you. And
Wait, my thing goes off.
It will. So this splash happens. You can give your salad fork.
Salad fork. Yep.
Does my hex go off?
Optim.
It will. I will let you slow motion react to this thing popping you on your ass with a hex.
That's my reaction.
Sweet. What's your salad fork doing?
My salad fork is going forward with great speed. Hoping. What? Do I have? No, I wouldn't have advantage. No.
No. 14 does
14.
not make it, I'm afraid.
Fuck this fork.
Again, just skitters off the armor at a distance. As you are attempting to jump out of the way of this thing and you're not prone, Malchus, you also take 11 points of bludgeoning damage as the debris starts slashing through you and hitting you as you fall. The creature, in retaliation for your interference on its lair, releases an attack with advantage on you as you are prone. A 15 to hit?
I still get my shield AC and everything.
You
right?
would, yes.
Okay, yes, that misses.
As it brings it down, even in your prone state, you're able to bring up your shield taking the brunt of this thing's jaw as it tries to wrestle it out of your hand. Make a strength contest as it tries to get it off of you.
Oh, sorry. This is gonna sound really metagamey, but I forgot to mention it. So my hex. Okay, this is gonna sound really bad, but my hex I get to choose. I'll put it in chat.
No, you're good. What's the effect?
Yeah, I can choose one ability.
Yes.
Of the creature.
Yes.
It has disadvantage on ability checks made by that. And I was going to choose strength because my friend over there was trying to, thing it before.
Wrestle it. Yeah.
Wrestle it before.
Cool.
Is that okay?
Disadvantage. I love it.
Okay. All right. Strength.
It rolls a 6.
Hey.
Very close.
7.
Very close.
Oh my god.
But yeah, being made weak by this curse, it's infuriated, but it cannot even get the shield off of your hands. What have you done to it? You see it rear back to confusion. Its eyes, its pupils start to dilate. As in a fear, it starts to look around, realizing that it is in danger. Next up, we have Harmon Rab.
Harm is going to do what Harm does best. Harm is just going to run down here and... does this count as flanking, you reckon? An advantage? He's got, focused in front? Sweet. Sweet. Well, Harm is going to be hitting this bad boy with the Warhammer. And I'm going to be attacking. Advantage. Oh, baby. 24 to hit?
Hits.
24 to hit. And do some damage. So rolling, got it flanked. Just a nice little 8 points of damage. And then I'm going to try and grapple this bad boy again.
Do it.
So
And it's
it'll
got
be a disadvantage.
Correct.
Yeah.
Ability check. Disadvantage.
I rolled a 13.
A 15
Oh.
with disadvantage. So
Oh
it's-
wait, no. I get my dice. I get my
you
dice.
used
Actually,
D8, didn't you?
no, I used my dice already. I used
You
my
did?
dice last time. No, I used my superiority dice. I get 1 per rest.
Oh.
Damn it.
Yeah,
We
it
had a
equal
rest.
to-
We had a rest.
Every time it burrows, it counts as a rest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It manages to get a 11 and a 12 in those rolls and is able to boost that up to a 15.
Yeah. What a jerk. I mean,
Yeah, it's a jerk. It's a very jerky bullet, this little guy.
It really is.
But yes, it does take that 8 points of damage, and it does look bloodied. People in the chats were saying, what did they say about the blood? Whether it was like
Crystals, and we could drink it because alcoholic.
alcoholic. Something's funky here, but the blood gushing out the floor isn't looking all that flash. All right, so yeah, it begins to flounder around, and as a reaction to a legendary reaction, it's going to turn around and take a bite at you, Harm, being in its proximity.
can try.
It's gonna try. It's always gonna try. And it's gonna make attack roll normal. It makes a 21 to hit.
21 hits.
And with these massive jaws that it has, it lashes forwards, dealing 24 points of piercing damage. As it just
that's damage.
into you and
Are you dead?
tries to take a bloody arm off.
Medic!
He's the
Does
medic.
a pretty good job of it. Does a pretty good job. Not dead, but definitely feeling like my arm is hanging on.
by a few strands.
If you can see my character sheet, you'll understand, bro.
Awesome. So yeah, it begins. It does an action, and then next up in the order we have Rafe.
Seeing that Harm's in a little bit of harm's way,
Oh, beautiful.
I will also attempt the same flanking maneuver and wacky at it. Try and strike where the jaws are biting down. Is it? You're no longer grappling, are you? So there's no advantage. Oh no, there's advantage for what do you call it? Flanking.
Yes.
Oh no!
Oh,
The double nines. Not gonna hit it. I'm afraid.
Crazy baby.
Were they both 9s? Is that why it's consolidating?
I think they were both 3s. Like
yeah, they were
like
both threes.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
all of those like bits and pieces, they both just end up with 9.
I'm having
That-
flashbacks to last session.
Yeah, that's disappointing. And that's my turn. I'm just gonna sulk.
I haven't hit it either. It's okay.
Oh man, the dice aren't in your favor, are they?
Oh well, I critted last time.
True. You got some damage in. Hector Hargraves, you are up.
All right. Seeing that 3 friends are in trouble right now, Hector is going to roll up his sleeves and reveal a pretty gnarly looking tattoo on his left arm,
Ooh.
Ooh.
and just fling his arm out and try to cast a coiling grasp on the dude. And why isn't it coming up?
I can see it.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
So it must succeed on a DC 15 because of that magic item you gave me, magic ring you gave me.
Nice.
DC 15 strength save.
Beautiful. So it's got disadvantage on strength. So it'll do. Is it a saving throw?
Yes.
So at disadvantage, it gets a 7.
Okay, get ready to take 3d6. I think 3d6. Yes, 3d6.
I would
force.
say it was born ready, but I don't think that's true. Oof,
It'll
very
be
nice.
8 damage. Is he now grappled? Oh, thanks for the chair.
Yes, it is grappled. Absolutely
Great.
grappled.
Yes.
And grappled. It's holding him there with
as-
his tattoo.
MTG, okay.
So you guys watch as this tattoo gets revealed and starts to glow purple as the crystal ink that was imbued in it begins to fall out as shadows from the hand, and it starts to coil down onto the ground prior to just latching up and sort of coiling around this creature and tightening. That tightening, just you can see it begin to try and bounce against the bounds. Unable to pounce it, you see it slowly become more and more constricted by this coiling grasp. As it approaches closer and closer to death.
And that's me done.
Awesome. Unable to burrow, it feels stuck. It looks with this wounded animal fury and fear in its eyes. As it is your turn at the top of round 3, Asteria.
Question. Am
Yes.
I able to, there's that big column, so I can't really tell where my party's at.
You can see it. You can see
Crush
it.
it.
You've got
Crush
line of
it.
sight.
No problem.
Well lit. The crystals are vibing out here.
Sweet. I am I'm so annoyed because what I'll do. No, okay, what I'll do is I'll use one of my free guiding bolts.
Yes.
My last one.
Do it.
Right. Okay, did I go through? Right, and let me talk. Fingers crossed. Gosh darn it!
Bouncing
Damn it.
off
Okay.
that shell again.
That's fine. Also, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Healing Word on Dr. Harm.
Yes.
Be like, it's okay, Dr. Harm. I can help.
Your arm feels slightly less disattached.
Is it still chomping on me, or?
Yeah.
Is it being
Hang on.
hit by
I can actually.
falling
I've learned
over?
how to. I can rotate this thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I? Yeah, I'll cast Healing Word at 2nd level.
Yeah, you feel its teeth slowly move a bit apart as your arm heals to fill some of the gaps. As you are healed
See this.
somewhat.
What do we get there? 7 points.
7's good.
Okay.
It's good. I mean, it's the
take it.
difference between a one-hit KO and not. You gotta.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Finry Flat Top.
Right, so seeing that throwing this salad fork of doom isn't working so great, I'm gonna charge this motherfucker, and I'm a stick it with the flanking.
Fork this thing.
I'm gonna fork this thing. I'm gonna fork this thing right up.
Stick it with the pointy end.
Stick with the pointy ends. It's the first rule of Rogue Club. Alright, with advantage. Rolling an 18 to hit.
Hits.
Excellent.
Nice.
So damage, normal, plus my sneak attack because it's surrounded by friends. So that's 4.
It sure is.
No, that's not 4. Hang on. It should be not 4. It's 3 plus 3, which is 6. So 6 plus sneak attack is 9. So 6 plus 9, that's 15 points of damage to this
Come on.
bullet. And as I stick it, I'm going to say, smile, you son of a bitch.
So, with a beautiful strike, you finally, the infuriation of missing this thing and not being able to get a grip of this trident, you walk right up to it, and you come rushing in to this thing. Seeing your friends all around, you see its head is sort of tilted over as it's biting into Harm's shoulder. You bring your trident underneath it and just skewer it under its neck. as you see flames just ignite as it hits its prey. It just starts to burn as you hear sizzling as the blood begins to boil. And this thing begins to turn its head side to side, side to side, and then it is still.
Yes!
You see this thing which was once this giant creature full of muscle begin to slowly deteriorate. It begins to become sullen, its face drawn in. You can see its bones begin to jut out as Harm, your hand, your arm begins to heal where its teeth were. As you pry open its jaws to get yourself out, you see, if anybody is looking, some of that necrotic energy seep into Harm as this creature falls to the ground, a empty husk of the creature it once was.
Can I do something?
Yes.
Cool. I jump off down the things and I go, would you like, and I ask, so I run up to Harm, I'm like, do you need more healing? I can help you further if you like.
You notice
Harm having like pried his arm out, is kind of fallen on the ground a little. What were you saying, Dan?
your scars, like the wound is gone.
Can I do something?
Anubis is kind.
And
As I serve him, he
indeed,
rewards me.
in your book, you feel a bit of that heat transfer, and a feeling you know all too well as another name being marked off that list.
Or Ray, do you need help?
I'm good. I didn't get touched.
Malchus?
Oh, does anyone need healing?
Yeah.
You look like you do.
The land shark.
As like
Okay,
the
I'm
blood's
gonna
like
get
gushing out of you.
The land shark needs healing.
I'm okay now, Finry. Is there anyone else that needs more help than I?
No, I think it's just
Listening
yourself,
to her
Asteria.
calling
They're all-
out.
Malchus,
Sorry.
right?
Well, I do need healing, but as I stand up and brush the dirt off me, I'm too embarrassed and ashamed of my performance. I say, no, I'm fine.
It's okay.
Not hurt at all.
I'm like, that's alright.
Just hobbles around a bit.
I touch his shoulder and I secretly cast Cure Wounds. They're like, oh, okay.
Roll
Can
deception.
I do that?
Love it. Love it.
Yeah. Do you want me to do the sleight of hand thing?
Yeah, that'd be great. Just to see how well you manage to stealth this thing.
Oh, and I shall cast guidance before I do it. Oh, it's sleight of hand. Normal, and then plus. Where is it? 1d4. I didn't realize I can do that. That's pretty cool.
That's
Yep.
a nat 20.
Very stealthy.
Wow. Well done.
Awesome. And yeah, with a finesse that only an elf can possess, you manage to get that done very nicely
Nice.
as you heal some of those wounds.
In my own world, I don't notice it.
So, prior to us wrapping up, good news, everybody. You are all level 4 now.
Yes! Level 4!
As a reward for your amazing conquering of the Crystal Boule, you all have advanced to the next level. Additionally, you do have in the harvest, which you will endeavor to obviously slice open, find a crystal carapace, which you can mark down for your inventories. Unfortunately, the meat has very much been spoiled at this point. Not much left vitality-wise on the meat of this creature.
What's a crystal carapace?
You know how like when you see like a bug shell on the ground?
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like that, but
Like
like
a
a
cicada?
big one of that.
You should have just said bug shell.
Well, crystal carapace has like a bit of
Nice
poetry
sounding,
to
yeah.
it. No, it's like the double C. I think it's like onomatopoeia or something.
Alliteration.
That's the one. The other one is it's reads how it sounds or something.
Yep, sure. Anyway.
It's been a while since I was in
HP.
English class. What's it? Sorry, Carlos?
Can we roll HP?
You can.
Once I figure it out.
Sure. We'll let you guys roll HP.
This is the one thing I don't forget in D&D Beyond is how to.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to do that.
So we're doing a short rest then?
Yeah,
Hang
well,
on.
you guys are out of combat now, so whatever you guys feel like doing. That is it for tonight's session. We won't be doing any more. It is getting towards our closing time.
3 hit points.
But yeah, we can do a little bit of the admin side of things before we wrap up fully for the evening.
I'm not even going to attempt to figure out how to level up in Foundry just yet.
Yeah, you're good. That's the beauty of being able to do it where you're comfortable. No, so I guess from all of us, yeah, thank you for joining us this evening. And I hope everybody's had a good time. Thank you so much for all of the new followers. Thank you for the cheers, and thank you for the subscriptions. Really, really amazing, guys, tonight. We really love to play as a group, but what's really made this a next level experience is also being able to have you all along for the journey with us. Tonight having the first of hopefully many inspirations coming from the chat was really awesome, as well as obviously having you guys all start to be involved as NPCs in the world. We saw with Inflatable Cat, we have the start of what will hopefully be a fun thing that we can help involve you all in. And I would not be doing any justice if I didn't encourage everybody to go have a look at the Buy Me a Coffee page. Honestly, we're all just trying to make a little bit of money to support the stream and to make sure it keeps getting better and we can get more art and more assets and do some cool stuff.
Camera.
Fix the camera, one of those things. Just
prevent
try
the
to
map breaking midstream. They're great.
to do these bits and pieces just to make things a lot better for you guys at home. None of it's going into our bank accounts, I promise you.
Yeah.
And from there, we'll hopefully be able to continue to help entertain and provide a little bit of that fantasy kick that I know myself and the party really loves. Anything else from the team that I've missed?
Thank you so much, Robin, for this session.
Thank you.
That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
That was
Look at that map. Look at that map, by the way. It's amazing.
I know. It's so good. It's so
Beautiful. So beautiful.
It's so purple.
Find us on recaps next week as well.
Yes,
Fantastic
absolutely.
recaps last night, normally on a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. If you hit subscribe, you'll get a little notice to let you know when we go live.
And I'm very excited because I've ordered some of our merch for the first time.
Hey.
I got a shirt with the logo on the breast, which looks really cool. I'm very excited. And we've got there Dave rocking the inverted logo.
I think. Did you get one similar to the one that I've got, Robin?
Potentially, I haven't seen
Can't
yours.
see it.
Well.
Yeah, I've
The
got
camera
mine on
being
my-
broken, buy merch so we can buy a camera.
Please.
But yeah, we're pretty keen to get more of those out, and it's kind of an awe-inspiring moment for me to buy merch for my own sort of endeavor and all of us who built together. So very excited to see everybody wearing some of those, and if you do end up wearing one, please get on socials and share the photos with us. It really does make it very real when we can see you guys getting along in the Ranger community out there and building up some of the love for it as we do.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We love you all very much. we love. Part of the reason I love jumping on the stream is literally that we have so many people who come on and watch us just fuck around for like an hour shopping and then fly us up.
It's like we get to chat with like these friends we made along the way, and they can come and join in and hang out. And the Discord's there for that as well, which is always really fun. Lots of cool chats, people starting games that they're playing in, and there's good chats about DMing and tips on DMing correctly and rule clarifications and all sorts of stuff going on there. Really a cool community that all of you at home are helping us build. So thanks for that. And I guess from all of us here, I bid you a good night as we wrap up tonight's stream, and hope that you'll be along for recaps next week to see how some of the players found tonight's session. But then again, Thursday at 8:30 as we see the results of this evening's raid against the Crystal Ballet. So good night.
Thanks, everyone.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
See you next week.
See ya.
See you, James.